some of this bad boy heat on.
ESL Pro League is brought to you in part by Intel, the City of Odense, GeForce GTX, Lenovo Legion, Bedway, Pay Safeguard, Logitech G, Mountain Dew League, Xfinity, and ESEA.
"28 teams, 14 from Europe, 14 from North America, all trying to find their way, all testing themselves as they look to see can they prove that they're worthy on the road to Erdence, trying to compete for that chance, of course, to play in the Sparkassen and Finn arena. It's truly epic. There's over $1 million on the line if they can make it to that arena, but until that point, it's all about the online play. This is the European side of Pro League. Today, I'm joined once again by Alex Playful. Buddy,
hello.
How you doing? It's the last day.
Yeah, it is. Last day, but only got one game today as well, so hopefully we go out of the bank.
Yeah, certainly, again, looking to be another epic one, but we'll get into that in just a moment's notice. Up first, I do just kind of want your initial feelings of the week.
Okay.
You know, how has it been? Has it been good?
About the games or just me as a person?
Just in general, as you as a person, buddy.
It's been, hotel rooms are long and pretty boring, to be honest, especially when they have bad internet. Won't go there. Talk about the games. The game's been good. Surprises from me were LDLC beating MVS 2-0. Big win for LDLC, and hopefully, I don't want to spoil things too much, but hopefully they can carry that forward tonight.
Yeah, well, we certainly are going to find out, of course. Let's take a look at the table, see exactly where these 14 teams from Europe do stand off up against each other. Fnatic, 11-1, very impressive.
Obviously, we casted Fnatic yesterday, beating our Heroic 2-0, so they are sitting nicely at the top there, 11-1. North, 9-3. They were 8-2 going into the game yesterday, but obviously had that 1-1 versus Godsent, where it seems like the addition of Freddie Bianco has really stepped up the roster. Towards the bottom of the table, still Mouse Sports, 1-6, and Navi at 3-7. So, look at the top and bottom of the table. Obviously, top 6 will go to LAN. Hellraise is actually, wow, 5-8. That's a really big curveball. I didn't expect that. Obviously, me and Jack were casting the Star Pro League, and Hellraise has looked, to be blunt, fairly lost.
Yeah, a bit shaky for them, but nonetheless a good way to get up there in the middle of the pack. Of course, we talked about just how important standings are. The bottom two, they're competing for relegation, potentially losing their chance in the Pro League for next season even. But standings out of the way, let's take a look at the schedule for tonight. What madness is going to ensue? Of course, the mainstream already taking Godsent versus Fnatic, then NIP versus FaZe. LDLC Big is the game that we've got.
Yeah, I'm quite jealous of those mainstream games. But then again, obviously, Big versus LDLC seems like, God, the last time I saw these teams play was Copenhagen Games, and I was standing behind LDLC, and they're playing on Overpass. I believe actually Overpass is coming up as well tonight, so hopefully a rematch there. Big won that game, but that was months and months ago. That was what? When was Copenhagen Games? March,
April.
I believe? April? There you go. That was a long time ago, and obviously Big has come a long way since then.
They did play almost a month later in the Farmskins Championship, but that was another...
Yeah, I remember actually, because Big lost out to Singularity. Obviously, Singularity went on to win the event. It was all the big Cinderella story, but I remember it was like a week after Big had the big shock loss to Singularity. They were really down. 1 week later, they qualified for Pro League. Hello, that's why they're here now. And then the week after that, or 2 weeks after that, something like that, they qualified for the Major, and then top 8, and it was just crazy. So the upwards trend so far for Big has been catastrophic.
Just doubling back to Copenhagen Games real quickly, what was the atmosphere like for you there? Of course, watching those games, watching those teams. I am kind of curious on your perspective as a player at the time. What was it like? I
was surprised at actually how calm LDLC were. And also, it was actually really nice watching Existence Cool. Obviously, that's one of the things you want to know about. It's like, what is the old veteran deemed as the best IGL for the early portions of CSGO? How does he cool? And it seems like he's someone that leads by example. I remember actually watching, they were practicing, and they were practicing smokes and grenades, and it was literally all 4 players just tunnel visioned on exactly what Existence was saying. They were listening to him to a T. And also what's interesting as well is he's the player as the IGL that really hypes up his team. He's the one that gives the passionate chats, and the passionate chats are really awful.
The true definition of a captain. He leads
exactly.
by example.
Passionate speeches, right? He's the one where we might be down now, but we can come back into this one. We've still got this one, boys, blah, 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 blah. And he's someone who you really want to play under as a player. So definitely big respect to him.
Certainly
Big
exemplifying.
Kev, as we call him in England.
Big Kev. But yeah, as I was saying, certainly
Actually, I scrimmed first time I played LDLC was an overpass, and I was AWPing A long. I was holding along toilets, and Big Kev came around the long corner, one tapped me before I could even scope in, killed me instantly. I was like, oh, Big Kev, and that was it. Round was over.
Just Big Kev doing big Kev things. Talking about the game though, odds are on your screen: 1.61 for Big, 2.15 for LDLC.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I think those are fair odds from Betway. Obviously, Big, the front runners right now, I think they're like 4th or 5th so far in Pro League. They've been doing very, very well so far. And of course, top 8 of the major. And so far, really strong performance. And it seems like Big are definitely in form. And for LDLC, yes, they're 2-0 versus Envious. I believe it was last night, the night before. Oh yeah, it was. It was
close as well.
Yeah.
25
and
to 22.
I think that 2-0 might actually like sway the odds a little bit. So if you want to put money on Big, definitely a good bet.
Just kind of talking about the result, though, beating a team like Envy, that I do think that holds a lot of merit, considering not just the name of Envy, but some of those players on that roster as well. They should be players that you, if you beat, you are taking down. I don't want to quite say legends, because sure they are, but within the current context, they certainly have not been up there at that real top form. But it still is a very good team for a team like LDLC to be beating.
Sorry, oh, Envious, right? Yeah, sorry, I got lost there. Yeah, but then again, obviously, Envious, they're traveling back from E-League, so they're going to be jet-lagged, and how high is your motivation going to be? Sometimes when you play LAN, you come back and you play those online qualifiers or even online matches as well. You just the hype, the anticipation isn't there. And sometimes some of these players, they lean into the pressure, if you know what I mean by that. As in, when the pressure's high, they deliver more. So a team like Envious, who have been at countless majors, and they just beat NIP to qualify for E-League playoffs 2-1. And they had the stand-in with Haji from Envious Academy. I don't think you can look into that game too much. I still think LDLC, great win for them, obviously in terms of how that affects themselves in the stand-in, but then again, how much can you really take from it? I think if those games were replayed next week and Envious were fresh with a full roster, I still think Envious win 2-0.
Yeah, I certainly do agree with you, the Haji point. I mean, he struggled so much in the first half. I think he was 6 to 18.
But you would, though. You'd be nervous. You'd be hesitant to make plays. You'd want to be the player. And this is even worse. You're filling in for someone. So you're taking ramp on Nuke. You're taking the... oh God, what's the PG-13 way of saying this? The bad positions to play. The places that you don't want to...
He didn't get an easy role, did he? It was no matter what. In terms of the maps as well, I mean, it's not like he was thrown saying, oh, you can play Cash or something where you can be a little bit more loose, a little bit more as an individual. No, he was literally thrown to the bus with Nuke straight away, which is not an ideal start. Yeah,
then again, though, playing ramp on Nuke is basically what the opposition do for you. Sometimes some teams are very T-heavy towards ramp. They like having control of it. They like forcing back that ramp player because it really affects the whole meta of that round. If your ramp player suddenly has to fall back towards the B site, then suddenly your Heaven player is going to be worried about the flank coming in. Your outside player suddenly has to worry about the flank coming in from under Heaven, and then things get a bit shaky. So some teams really like going for that pressure, whereas Haji, it just seemed like Envious just wanted to go upper rushes. They want to go outside. They don't really look towards ramp that much. And if you don't get too much action, you're retaking the B bomb site, you're retaking the A bomb site. On a map like Nuke, it's not an easy task, especially as a stand-in.
Well, that's enough about LDLC. Let's talk about Big for a second. Of course, I'd say it's been a pretty positive month all around. They did exit ESG Mykonos, unfortunately, in Group B, struggling in that elimination match, but that was Liquid. Liquid 2-0 scoreline.
Yeah, but then again, that was the whole, I don't want to say dream scenario for Liquid, but finally it seems like Liquid's roster's really come to fruition, come to form, because you look at those names on paper and you were thinking, okay, at what point is the roster change is going to be the catalyst for the team to actually meet its potential? And it seems like they finally found form. For Big ESG Tour, again, how much can you read into it? Then again, how much can you read into the major as well? The fact that they had the 3-0, the top 8, and actually you can read a lot into that. That was an incredible play for them. I can't take anything back from them. I'm trying to be fair. But
what about the FaZe result? 19-17, of course. That was an EPL.
Versus Big.
Versus FaZe.
Versus FaZe. Well, Big versus FaZe. Yeah. I casted that. Was that on Overpass or Train? It was Train. Cash?
It was Cash.
I didn't cast that game, sorry.
So you did or you didn't?
Pro League? Wait a minute. Are you sure?
I mean, oh no, not Pro League, sorry, Epicenter.
I was going to say, because I casted Big
we were
FaZe
close.
Pro League.
EPL, EPI.
You need I asked you yesterday, you need your sources, mate. You need better sources.
Yeah, 1917, Epicenter, sorry, that was the best of 3
European. Well, you casted Epicenter, so why don't you take me away?
I didn't cast that game, unfortunately. It was here in the studio for Pro League, but that was still close, but they get wrecked, of course, in every other map. Cash. They get wrecked, of course, 16-3 and then 16-1 in the third map as well. So
yeah, but Big are good on Cash. It seems like, I said it yesterday as well when we were casting Mouse Sports, the old edition of Mouse Sports when it had the German players as well. Even Penta as well. I don't know what it is about Cash and why the Germans seem to be good on it. Maybe it's the fact that the CT sides are solid, they have good rotations, they have good communication. The T sides, they're not afraid to make plays, if you know what I mean. A map like Cash, I mean, we saw what JW was doing on Fnatic versus Heroic on, was it Cash? Heroic Cash? Am I mixing things up here? Fnatic were playing Cash
Our information
yesterday.
is up in the air.
I know, it's awful. But JW, you saw the difference where on the T side for JW, he's playing so aggressive, he's getting so much information for his team, and that really makes a big difference when you are playing Cash. So yeah, confidence on that map for LDLC. Then again, I know they're no stranger to Cash, but for Big, definitely a home map for them. I think if this was to be a 1-1, I think Big take Overpass and LDLC take Cash. But then again, you could also make the argument that this could definitely be a 2-0.
Well, if it was 2-0 in favour of Big, that would keep with at least the historical trend, right, of course, Farmskins and Copenhagen. But LDLC, they have been showing up, they have been playing well. So I personally am going for the 1-1. Of course, we talked a lot about Cash, but Overpass is map number 1. So we've got about 60 seconds before this game gets ready to kick off. So any big thoughts on Overpass?
Keeve is a monster towards the A site. I've definitely watched his play before, trying to learn from it. Tunu is very good on the T side with the AWP as well. He's very good at clearing the angles. Actually seems to be quite similar to Guardian when he plays that map. Existence cooling, heavy towards B. They like taking control of B short. And their half-by executions are very good.
You mentioned Toynu, who's a big part of the Envy game. A very big part.
He was. I think he had 40 kills. 41 kills.
42 to 25.
Yeah, something ridiculous on Nuke. Yeah, I remember that one. That game never ended, though, did it?
That went on for a very long time.
Yeah, but yeah, essentially, heavy B control coming from LDC on the T side. Toynu is very good T side AWPing as well, taking control of toilets, peeking, taking those angles and trying to get the first kill for his team. Then again, this is Tabson's map. I feel like every single time Big on Overpass, Tabson goes huge.
Is that just a known factor at this point for you?
Every map he seems to go rather large, so you can have that.
Yeah, I mean, that's just that. I would describe that as just Tabson things at this point.
Yeah, you could do.
Going back to Toynu,
right.
I do want to highlight,
not only 60 seconds, mate.
I mean, yeah, I feel like, 60 seconds was whispered in my ear. I started to believe. But again, we're just going to go back to the trend of information tonight not being our strong point. We'll run that point home. But yeah, Toynu, not only did he have an impressive stat line, but over the past week, his clutch play, getting those triple kills, locking in rounds, securing that second OT, he's been really delivering as an individual. I want to see more from that tonight. Yeah,
you see there's some AWPers where they have 25 kills on the scoreboard, and you don't really notice it, right? And a player like Toynu, if he's on 25 kills, LDLC are at their prime. He's getting first kill entries, he's getting the most impactful kills in the 3 versus 3s, the 4 versus 4 afterplants. But enough of that, it's going to be LDLC on the T side, and already fast play here towards B.
They're going very swiftly out towards the site next, facing on towards short, does find himself a quick kill on towards Existence, but still got a lot more to do on the site itself as LDLC do take control. Legia going to lose his life to Maniac. Alex, this is a position and a half. Most notably looking at what's on his back right now.
Oh
that
my
bomb.
Goodness.
This is a real long play.
Tabson as well, the only real defense towards that A site. If Tabson goes down, then LDLC are going to have complete control of the A site. Let's see if he can go large.
Toynu just walking out right behind him. Tabson has no idea what's coming. Big. Confused, and rightfully so. That's such a wacky out-of-the-box play.
This is cool, isn't it? This is mental. 1 minute left on the clock. The bomb can be planted for Bank as well. You've got 2 players that are situated towards Bank so they can get good after-plant positions. This is looking like a nearly impossible round for Big to win.
In my head, I'm trying to break down what's just gone on, but it feels like it's just frag after frag, and it's just a disaster for Big. I mean, LDLC basically barraged their way on towards that B site, took a few kills, pushed on through, wrapped on a ram from behind, planted the bomb, and have just consistently left Big on a bit of a wild goose chase, really.
They have indeed. Keeve now last alive, trying to see if he can get some extra kills and stack up some extra cash, but unfortunately for him, he will eventually go down. So, that pistol there. The question is, right, was that a mid-round call, or was that a call from freeze time? Did Existence say, okay, Alex, hold T-stairs? He was expecting a mid-push from Big, but there was no mid-push, which meant suddenly the opportunity to go for that A-split through CT was viable. Big had so many players towards water, towards heaven as well, that LDLC were able to slip in through CT and get past them. And as soon as Tabson went down as the only line of defense towards CT, the round was as good as done. Big going to be forcing up into this one. You can see Keeve and Legia not buying Kevlar. Actually, Legia has bought utility, so it seems like Keeve will be wielding the AWP into the first buy round here.
Contact being taken by Alex. He just jumps on around in towards corner. Flash is going to be good. Wise in that first kill. Second as well, going to fall right into his palm as God B going to lose his life very swiftly. It's some easy money being made by that SMG as Existence now looking to be the catalyst on towards the A side as he pushes on forward. And the frag locked in. Make that 2. All on towards next. Playing close, try and do some damage, but it will be a simple round for LDLC. Not losing a single player, making some good money, and a pretty good start for them, all in all Overpass.
Yep. Every single time you are on your anti-ecos, and your anti-force bars, you want to have 4 or 5 stay alive so that you can avoid being needed to drop weapons, to rebuy Kevlar, to keep your money afloat so when you go into the buy rounds, you can afford to buy in case you do lose said rounds. Anyway, we're going to round number 3 now. Big, going to be the full eco now. This is a round where if you're big, if you get 2 kills, you're happy. If you get 3 kills, you're ecstatic. If you win the round, then you may as well just buy a lottery ticket as well.
Looks like they are just going to be taking a quick face on out. Toinu, just mow him down, buddy. Embracing the easy ones at this point. Alex, 2 kills for him. Once again, really just so much money thrown to the bank of LDLC. $6,000, $8,900 on Alex right now. And he doesn't have to spend really a penny going into this round.
No, he can actually keep the Mac 10 if he wanted to. We saw LDLC on Nuke and on Cash as well go for those weird half buys where they went for Mac 10s and UMPs and whatnot, trying to see if they can counter the fact that the CT side didn't buy head armor. Nevertheless, though, it's going to be the normal default here on T side overpass. As I said, though, actually, Devo isn't going towards B. It's going to be double connected, so this might be a fast A split.
Facing in towards Kiev, you talked about just how frustrating Alon could be as an AWPer. Kiev not quite going to be handling that for himself. He does find that first kill on towards Alex. Will fall back off the back of that, though. Doesn't really want to be doing too much. And Maniac shooting through the smoke is a ballsy play. Those tracers giving away his position, allowing GOB to secure just a second kill. Existence, an explosive spot. But this is all or nothing if he takes a shot and misses.
Oh no.
Certainly crumbled checks to his right. An info play now looking likely. Tag comes in, there's 1 kill locked in. Looking for a second. Tabson lying behind the site, but at this point the rotations should be simple. Toinu picking off GOB. The round is getting good and doable for LDLC.
It's all down to Devil now. Devil has to get the kill onto Legia. This is the kill that makes a difference. But does Devil know that actually Legia's towards Shoni does? And there you have it. The B site is now open for LDLC. Does he have utility? Yes. He can smoke off Heaven. He can flush GT lower when his teammate needs to cross. And he can get in towards water as well. So there's a full position for the retake. Great positional play here from LDLC.
A frag grenade as well that completely slows down Big. They take an extra 3 or 4 seconds just to push up towards Graffiti. Toinu given a plant. No sprays coming in. Next does take down the headshot towards Devil. Toinu now on the site. Has to hold for the push. Kill number 1. Locked in, but next playing around the edge of the smoke. Does find the trade, and ultimately the round for Big, and they're first in this series. There's
a lot to talk about that round. That's actually a what's the best way to describe that? In terms of a near perfectly round that's perfectly played. The reason being is you saw how the default led into the play towards A, and then suddenly things changed and the rotations came in from Big. So the default led to Devil being the default player towards B to suddenly have to be the player to open up the B site. And then how the retake worked out as well. In the 2 versus 2, they waited for Toinu to plant the bomb, so it was a 1 versus 2 towards the default site. Very, very well played to the textbook of Counter-Strike from both teams there. Unfortunate for LDLC, they played it well. Devil had such a big entry kill, but in the 2 versus 2, Big do shine through. But of course, LDLC can still buy off the back of the pistol and win in those clean rounds versus the Ecos.
The push coming up towards A long now. Alex hungry for that first opportunity. Kiev will face into them, but a UMP not quite the weapon you want at that range. Just a lack of scopes from Big, making things a little problematic for this hold. Well, they will get closer and closer, and that's where Kiev can begin to potentially strike, playing off the corner. The push comes through. Kill number 1 will be found. Can upgrade to a rifle as well. Now should practically be given to him right on the floor. Utility raining on down. Those mollies going to really slow down LDLC, forces them to some very awkward engagements. Frag after frag, headshot after headshot, as it is just going to be on Toinu now to try and claw his way back in. Maniac having to swing on towards God B, does make it a 2v3. But next in this corner, this round still should be done. 50 seconds, Toinu not going to rush this. The flank is coming in from behind, bear in mind. Toinu, a very nice shot, now looking for the second. Can't overface. But he does. Legia going to give it to him. Tabson, all alone.
I said the preface before this game, Toinu is so good at getting entry kills towards toilets on the A site. And now in the 1 versus 1, does Tabson think he's gone back towards B? And actually, if Toinu, the longer he waits, the more doubt's going to sink into Tabson's mind as to where Toinu is. And now actually anticipating that Tabson has gone towards the B site, he can plant for bank here.
Talked about Toinu and his clutch potential. He'll be doing it all week long. It was triple kills.
Tabson thinks he could think it's B. Oh no, he can still hear the bomb actually going down from that far away. I thought for a second the actual distance between the site and where he was, he might actually have thought it was the B site.
A very hard round for Toinu to close out. An AWP in that position. Tough to make work. Has a Tech 9, so could potentially whip it out. I mean, Tabson, I think he's just going to stick it. I think he's just going to hold on. Toinu Not the weapon he wanted. Goes for a singular shot with the AWP, does find the kill, but still a round for Big. 4 kills for him in the round, unfortunately.
Yep.
But it isn't enough.
Well played there by 20. Obviously, Big peeking out 1 by 1 into the AWP scope. Eventually, though, Tabson does win the 1 versus 1. Goes for the full stick through the smoke. He knows that Toyn is low, and when the player's low, you can sort of bait out that defuse because the player is so scared to peek. Because if they jiggle peek, even if a shot to the shoulder would have taken him down there, but nevertheless, he goes to try number 6 now. 2-3, and thanks to the bomb plant as well from Toynu, LDLC can still buy. And actually, Big are the ones that are really hurting in terms of their economy. 2 UMPs, an MP9 there for next, and a big lack of utility and no kit as well for the CT side, so they really have to play quite forward on their CT side. They can't allow the bomb to go down in an after plant scenario. That does favour LDLC.
We are seeing the push work up towards long. Existence again going to be taking the point with Alex. Very nice stuff on towards Tabson. Keeve, a good position though. I like this from him. It's an aggressive spot. He will be forced into a multitude of angles. Having to pull those 180s backwards and forwards. The smoke actually helping him out here. Does zone him off, but gives him a chance to play into it. Godby tucked in the corner. Gonna hold for Maniac. He doesn't check it. Another kill locked in as the second looks likely. Devil will secure a trade. 50 seconds on the clock. LDLC last time they played time. The round begin to fall apart for Big. Threw away what should have been comfortable. Keeve trying to force the pick around this smoke. Picks off the bomb. Now looking for Toynu, who's going to be very, very close. All comes down to timing. Legia supporting him. Doesn't even allow Keeve to go for the shot. Simple as that. The MP9 finishes it off.
The fact of having no kill as well really didn't make a big difference into the round. You saw how forward Big were playing there. They doubled up both the SMGs towards a long. They know that LDLC like to go for the long take. The reason being is if you have control of a long and control of the toilets, you can do a full execution. You can Molotov truck from long. You can smoke CT stairs and you can smoke bank from long. So in terms of an execution towards the A site, you do need long and of course toilets and banana to go for that full set execution. And we know how Existence likes the calls, so that definitely does favour his textbook style of CS. Anyway, though, heavy control towards B shot, currently Existence trying to go for the first kill.
Existence again almost playing as the entry fragger at this point, as he positions himself on towards short for that first kill, but finds nothing, just a swift spray on through the smoke. Now the boost is going to come through. Actually, Resistance information potentially on towards any players towards barrel. Won't hit any movement, bear in mind, from these two players. Got B. Pushing next up. Spray somewhat unmet.
Bomb still towards T-spawn there from LDLC. Currently playing the slow default here. You can see Alex and of course Toyn trying to work towards for LDLC, and now it really depends where they get this first kill. If they do get that kill or they do die. If they get a kill towards A, then they can fake A, go through connector, go back towards B if they wanted to, but then again, when you look at the utility, only 1 smoke grenade onto Maniac, so in terms of a fake or an execution, won't be looking too strong. Devil going to be giving up B control as well for the side of LDLC, gets the bomb and brings it back towards A. Maniac with a smoke can smoke towards CT and the stairs, but is that going to be enough?
I want to see those smokes though. They have to come through. Just walking in towards the scope of Keeve is simply making it too easy for him. The second shot will be missed, but they can't chase. 25 seconds, you got to go fast. Devil on the site, the bomb should come through. No one there to deny it. Prompting the retake now. But Big, they're all stacked up, they're ready to go. They have the information on the position of Maniac and Alex. They're not going to boost over, they're just going to molly them out. Flashes looking very likely. A nice and high one, forcing Maniac into a very sour spot. Both kills locked in, simple as anything. The molly still burning on towards Struck as he got B. Just going to get aggressive at this point as he tries to tear down the round with brute force alone. Got B, finishing it off with a triple kill. Just Tabson straight on the defuse.
Then again though, Big have won 4 rounds in a row now, and LDLC with the bomb plant against, they can still buy. With the 3,400 round loss bonus, plus the fact that LDLC went for the half buy in the last round, and of course the bomb being planted, they can have a very, very strong buy, and they're going back to this half SMG, half AK buy, where they go for a very high octane style of CS, where they go for the fast play. This could be towards B short, this could be towards connector, but I guess you're about to find out. Let's see, what's the call from Existence here? Early flashbang towards middle. If we go down towards connector, 4 players, 5 players towards connector maybe. So let's see if God B can hold off this aggressive play.
It's going to be just the 4 Devils spotting all that fountain push. Smoke coming in from God B should buy him a bit more time. Worth noting that for LDLC, this strategy has a pretty damn high success rate.
Oh yeah, it definitely does. Teams haven't really been used to it yet, or actually seen it in fruition. One of the things I really like about Big on their CT side is the heavy connector control they go for. Generally speaking, it's usually got B that goes for it, but you can see how that really does slow down Existence's default.
To look towards the position of Alec right now, walked through that con smoke. That's a big risk for LDLC to take, but does walk through it nonetheless. Takes a lot of top con control.
Yeah, but he can be a fake as well. What grenades does Alex got? He's got a smoke, so if he smokes off, if he goes towards it long, smokes off the end of long, makes business towards toilets, he can try fake as if there's 2 or 3 people there. You can see his team right now waiting to go outside B. They might just use Alex as a insurance policy to deny any rotations through connector from Big, but here it comes, the presence and the play towards the B side. Oh, it does it? They're going back towards T-spawn here, Ryan. And now they leave Alex alone.
Look what they've done though, they leave Alex on short. He's there to sell the fake on towards B, not A. That's the ruse the entire time. 4 players rotated over. We're starting to see an inkling from Tabson that something's up. He begins to move back, but almost a little too late. The flashes will come in. LDLC about to strut onto an empty site practically. It's all going to be on towards Kyiv to have an impact. The rotations have come through, but the entire site conceded. Makes it an almost instant retake. Many a 1v1. Devil already locking a kill, just mowing down Godby through the wall. Taps him with a tray, but Devil having a wonderful time at this point. A second frag lines up next, the man to take it. Kyiv still looking for a chance with the AWP, peeks towards long. That's a big frag to find, clearing it out. Focusing all the firepower now on towards short. Next, taking headshot first. Leaving it all on towards Alex. The lurk of the entire tribe tries to come in for the flank, but Kyiv has the round unlocking key.
This is the thing, right? This is one of the risks when you go for that buy, when you do lack the AWP. Big on the retake had no smokes, just kits and flashbangs. If Toynu had an AWP towards Banana, if there's no smokes towards that bomb being defused, that is very easy kills to find with the AWP. Very, well, I don't want to say very easy round to win, but obviously it makes it far, far easier to win from a, I don't know, 30 to 70% chance of a success rate in that scenario in the 2 versus 3 with the UMPs. If you had an AWP, suddenly becomes a 60-40 maybe in your favor, even 50-50, just because having the AWP towards Banana, you get that first kill, suddenly Big panic, they have no smoke to use as a shroud when they go for the defuse, they have to tap it, they have to push toilets, and then suddenly pushing into the teammate that had the UMP, and maybe that round could have been very different. As I said before, that's one of the issues of when you buy those UMPs is you become very tunnel visioned on one style of CS, where if you do find cracks in the road on your journey to the end site, smokes towards connector, heavy presence towards B, suddenly you're not really as viable in the late rounds or the after plants towards the A site.
I kind of feel like things can get messy as well. The lines can very much get blurred from LDLC in terms of the play they're making. I mean, we saw them just make that gutsy decision to go back towards A, but it's just so messy, again, is the word that really fits it perfectly.
But then again, I think one of the reasons this might be something that actually does appear in the meta is because look at the buy again from LDLC. It seems like with the UMPs and the half buys, they always buy down to 1.8k, and at 1.8k, you can still buy into the next round with a 3.4k loss bonus. So, LDLC are still going to have a full buy here. Toynu with the AWP, as I mentioned before, that was a big difference maker in the last round of how that one played out after they met resistance towards connector and B. But now into round number 9, 1 minute 15 on the clock, bomb still towards T-spawn, and Devil holding very, very, very passively here towards T-spawn. As they're expecting a push or a play from Big. The reason they might be expecting a push here is because LDLC took a timeout, and usually when you take a timeout, you're discussing what you're going to do with the round, maybe an execution. If you're the opposition playing versus the team that took the pause, you might want to throw a spanner in the works, do something crazy or audacious to catch them off guard, so that they can't do the play that they were trying to, or they were planning to do.
Existence might be under pressure towards long. Potential double peak or even boost. The likes of Tabson. And Kyiv, but that doesn't come through. Kyiv just locking in towards short. Does deal with Alex nonetheless. Devil will be ready to walk out on towards the site. The Molly does give away the information. Legia trying to hold things back, but only 1 kill to be locked on in. Next struggling. As Devil does find that frag. Plant does come in. Toynu in a very good position now with the AWP, can just slip out to the left. Only the tank, but the Glock will finish it off. Leaving just Tabson up towards heaven. Have to bear in mind, he's disturbed by Existence at this point. He's making so much noise. Why not, right? Why not? That's all I have to say to that.
Definitely the French.
Hold the angle. I mean, Tabson at this point just walks into him. It's a simple round for LDLC, and about damn time they picked something up too when you consider just how many Big have picked up back-to-back.
Yeah, it's going to be 6. Sorry. It was 5 in a row from the side of Big. Actually, Kyiv isn't able to save his AWP. And those rounds have been fairly close. I mean, 1 versus 1s, 3 versus 3s, 2 versus 2s. And you can see after winning 5 in a row, as soon as they lose one round, because those rounds were so tight, they weren't able to build up an economy or establish strong money. So their buy might be fairly weak, and they can use. Well, their buy here is going to be strong, but if they lose this round, they shall be reset by LDLC. LDLC now need to chain 2 rounds together. It's going to be the UMP for Alex, and actually, 2 players have had armor right now for the CT side, so going for the Kevlar, sorry, going for the UMP buy could definitely be fruitful.
Placing right into Leggy. The AWP is not what you want. Completely blind. Later waste by Devil. Alex hitting it into high gear. Running out with that UMP. Tapson at least trying to secure the trade. Does pop him for just a 1 kill, but completely tacked on down. Toinu straight through the railing.
Just been slapped there, hasn't he? Anyway, it's going to be the 4 versus 2 now. 2-man advantage here for LDLC as the after plant and the retake does begin. Then again, if you're big right now, you might as well just save here. Your money is so low. If you were to go for this, you're taking a huge risk. And the risk versus reward as well. If they lose the round, they'll have no weapons going into round number 11. And there you have it, they will be going for the save. Good call being made by Godby. But then again, their round loss bonus now after losing 2 on the trot is going to be 1.9k. Matt, our observer, if you can show us the money real quick, I just want to see if they can actually drop anything. So Godby will have 2.4k. So he can only drop over UMP or a FAMAS. Keeve as well can only drop over UMP. So for big, you may as well just save this round here, have 2,000-ish across the board. You're going to get 2.4k into round number 12, so just eco for that, and then you can have a buyer there. But then the problem is at that point, LDLC might get to 6 or 7 rounds.
Which on the T side is
It's good, but then again, LDLC won the pistol. So far, it's expected.
Yeah, so it does help them, of course, inflate their score, and 3 being picked up thanks to that pistol. Toinu, still a very strong start from him, 11-4, which is kind of what we really pushed kind of at the start of this game, saying we wanted that. I think that 4K definitely helped though in round 5, of course. I can't read too much into that stat line, but
yeah, it's the overpass is definitely an AWPers map. The reason being is there's so many straight long angles, similar to Inferno on the CT side. When you're holding towards Arch, holding towards mini pit, towards quad, or towards middle, it's all straight linear angles. And of course, there's so many chances to fall back as well, but let's see if Keeve can fall back from this position.
Keeve has to be the catalyst here, finds pick number 1, looking for the second, does find it on short, but Maniac does still secure the return frag, and that's where things begin to get a little bit painful now for Big. Such a lack of firepower makes this retake almost impossible. Has 2 rifles to play, which again comes back to that point of saving, but stuck towards short, making it very, very hard. They're actually going to push for it anyway. Doing a good chunk of damage, but Toinu just laying them to waste with that AWP. Absent, tapping from upper, but it is going to be around for LDLC.
Still a good round though from Big. When you look at the money damage they did, 2 players staying alive for LDLC, but obviously there's only going to be 4 more rounds to be played out. So when it comes to the latter portions of this first half, it really does come down to the rounds instead of the money. Anyway though, it's going to be the FAMAS there for Leggy, a good utility for him. No AWPs right now on the CT side, and we've seen the impact that Keeve's AWPs really been having versus LDLC towards the A bomb zone, towards toilets, and towards long. Without having the AWP, how much will that really dent the CT defense going towards the Alpha bomb site? Nevertheless though, Toinu could be building the AWP again for the T side. He's been really stepping up for the side of LDLC. In the after plants, he's been stellar. And let's see if we can get to an after plant position. Or maybe if Big can just shut them down before they even leave Monster.
A nice molly from Leggy. Will force these 2 players into him. Could have been a simple double, but can't line them up. Alex still will lose his head either way, thanks to Nex being in the right place, right time. Existence popping in from short. A high flash as well, handing over the site, in fact. Toinu aggression with the AWP, leading in for kill number 1. Nex trying to play towards the back of site, doing a very nice dance, and at least at both the kills, upping it to 3 overall. Putting Big 6-6, and a big round for them to find, considering the pace of this game.
Yep. Round number 13 now. And a simple contact play towards the B site was enough there. Anyway, into this round though, 66 scoreline. LDLC, they want to take this one and reset the money here from Big, and the round loss bonus. For Big, of course, they really need to establish a better CT half. Then again, Big are so strong on the T side as well. Godby's style of calling, quite similar when you think about Existence as well. Heavy map control into the heavy executions and very strict. When you compare it to other French IGL, Shocks, where he plays far looser. Anyway though, 1 minute 20 on the clock here. Bomb still above connector. Very, very normal default coming up from LDLC. 1 towards B, 1 towards middle, and actually Alex Does get legged up there by Keith's orb, and now they know Keith's orb towards long toilet. Can Keith get away?
I think this is so tough. I mean, the flash is good.
Oh, wow.
He's trying to get on over, but more and more damage is being laid onto his shoulders. There's no way. No way in hell. Alex just going to push forward, completely hunting him. Devil, a second on towards Legia. This is looking better and better. But every time they've walked up towards this A site, they've struggled to check these corners towards long. Godby tucked in there. That UMP, I already assume at least good for one.
Yeah, they can go back towards B now for LDLC. 40 seconds left. You have ample time to go back towards the B bomb site. Devil's already outside Monster. The bomb's going to be making its way as well. And right now it's going to leave Nex alone towards B. Alex with the AWP. All he has to do is just sell a fake. And even if he scopes in the AWP, that's all he has to do. Because if the AWP is here towards A, that means the rest of the team should be as well. If he just scopes in, that's a big enough fake.
And today Nex is there just solo, right? So even if he dies right now, it's still, he's done enough. He's kept Tabson. He's kept Godby on that site. Rotates are coming through, but already too late. Nex now feeling the pressure. It's all on towards him. A double kill, close to a triple. I argue he's done his piece. Now it's a 2v2 retake. They're quickly coming into the site. They know exactly where Maniac is planting. This puts them in a very tough spot. Tabson going face first. But again, he knows where Existence is. Both of them shadowing each other's position. It's a matter of who will peek first, who will shoot first. Kicks on down, but Existence, he takes the bait. Tabson finding the kill.
Tabson winning the 1v1 can now actually retrieve the AWP. 1v2 actually now can retrieve the AWP. Damage down now to the money of Big. What's their buy going to be like? We've already seen some Famises and some UMPs for them. Tabson can drop over the up to Kiev. Then again, what else are they going to be able to afford here? Lego can buy the M4. Same goes for Godby. The pause will come through. So, 7-6 so far. LDLC going to be taking the tactical pause. They know that Big's money is going to be low. If they can win this round, make it 7-7, they know that Big's money in the final round of the first half will be low. So there's a high chance that if it goes 7-7, that it will go 8-7 in favor of LDLC. But then again, what can they really fall back to? Seems like their default, 1 towards B, 1 towards connector, 3 towards A. The normal default you see in Overpass, the reason being is you can smoke out front toilets, molly out banana, flash and push back the AWP from A long. Suddenly you have control of long, you have control of toilets, you have control of banana as well. Kiev, he's been playing towards toilets so heavily, but he still may be a thorn in the backside for LDLC. The question is that if you can deal with Kiev, maybe well-timed flashbangs or well-placed flashbangs towards A, push it back towards default, then suddenly set an execution towards A that could counter him. LDLC have had success towards the B site as well. They can go for a concept play through B. But actually, I forgot to mention this, Ryan. Look at the money here for LDLC. They need this round, otherwise Big could easily finish the half 9-6.
And again, of course, coming down to just how close things have been. A rudimentary point, but it's worth mentioning and giving props to both these teams for their use of these tactical pauses as well, bear in mind. You expect it, of course, from these two in-game leaders. But it has been strong. Maniac, nonetheless, going to interrupt as he does take down Leggy and Nex. A fruitful anchor on towards the site, improving it again with a double kill. These pistols, much easier targets at this point. Is Key facing up against his foe, does miss a shot, but all the information falling on through. That's a tag through a smoke. Does allow him to get close, but a second tag through the scope, please.
If this was the ACA right now and I press tab and go on his profile see his German, I'd be a bit worried.
So many UK players whipping out that comment. So we'll stand at this point. Tabson pulling out a double. Kiev.
Oh, that's a very good round there from Big Old Kiev. 8-6 now is going to be the scoreline here for Big on their CT side. Obviously, the money for LDLC is going to be low, but they went for the half buy, so they can afford a good buy into the final round. Round number 15. Let's see what LDLC are going to pull out the bag here. They went towards A, but it seems like most of the success has been towards the B side.
Hungry for that first pick. That's definitely been another real positive for them. I think they've been able to pick up that first blood. Quite often so. Next as well, just again towards B. Look at this aggression from Tabson, actually completely scrapping that, just charging up through Fountain. The first time Big have gone this far forward. They do throw the safe smoke, meaning he can just focus on what's behind him, but he doesn't. Alex getting to run riot.
Tabson didn't expect that Alex had already left the T stairs, but actually Godby chimes in, gets one. Now the duel between the IGLs eventually goes in favor of Existence, but Kiev again towards toilet, spots out that leg there from Alex. Flashbang comes in. But actually the real player is towards the B site, leaving Legia alone towards B. He's going to have to try and take the 1 versus 3. and take it in his favor.
He's in a good position, but gets flicked on down. Devil, very swift to dismiss. The B site already there is pretty comfortable for LDLC at this point in the round. Should be. Eve is coming in on the rotate. Expecting to get a push potentially, but even that isn't going to be thrown at him. Just a quick plant from LDLC. Don't want to overface. The retake being forced in towards Pit. Next will goes for both of those kills, somehow connecting for the second. But Alex closing it out. There you have it, 8-7. That will be the first half concluding. We'll be back with you in just a few moments' time. An 8-7 half, certainly keeping LDLC and they both sides on their toes.
Big, going to be matching exactly what Existence called for on the T side from LDLC's pistol. The play towards the B side, but actually LDLC went for a very smart split towards A through CT. Let's see if Big can match that with a big solid play.
LDLC, two very solid positions. You've got Alex and Maniac both tucked in. Alex with kill number 1, a very crispy headshot. Maniac plays peekaboo, does only find 1 kill. Nex and Key both combining. Nex has been huge right now towards B. Did it on the CT side, and he's going to do it on the terrace side as well. 2 kills locked in. Existence left headless. The damage being done towards Devil means this is easy for Nex to finish off. 3 kills. Beautiful play. That B site is his right now.
Thankfully as well, pistols will go 1 for 1, so that does lend to a more fairer matchup. Next right now, 19 kills and 9 deaths, so stellar performance from him so far on Overpass. Inside of LDLC, top performer being Alex, Devil and Toyno as well, all round sitting around 12 to 13 kills, but nevertheless, round number 17 now, so with a force spike coming up from LDLC, Toyno just going to be going for the PT50 and smoke. Look at this, 5 smokes actually. Big, okay, what you can do with 5 smokes when you go for the force buys is you can use them to slow down the T side, and the longer the round goes for, the more information you get, the more things you hear. It makes it easier for the IGL and the captain to actually call a stack towards whichever site Big eventually going to go to. And it also means if you use the smokes correctly, you can almost funnel in Big to the site you want them to go to.
Some interesting thoughts. Let's see if it plays out that way.
We used to do it on Inferno actually, buy 5 smoke grenades, you would smoke banana 4 times straight, and the reason being is eventually you'd force them to come towards A. It worked quite well, actually. You see a lot of teams do that.
That's a strat right there.
Yeah, it was.
Either way, let's see if it does work out for LDLC. Of course, already 2 smokes being employed, leaving just 3 now in play.
Yeah. Thing is, though, there's still 2 more smokes left, and there's 40 seconds, and you can see actually how well those smokes have worked, because with 40 seconds left, Big have no control of the map. The issue is here, have LDLC smoked off long? Because if they haven't, is that actually the gap that Big are going to take?
I mean, you remove the smoke from the equation, there's still such a mismatch in weaponry. This round could be over and done with just a matter of seconds. It comes down to existence now, and Toinu to get up close and personal, managed to pull through. Keeve, at least with a very quick trade, but at this point, the short wraparound should leave existence none the wiser. Stuck towards Transformer, Alex will be. Does manage to pull through with a kill, somehow still standing. Devil, the headshot towards Keeve.
That's why 5 smokes is so prevalent right now for the force buys in the CT side especially. You can use those smokes, chain them together, and just take time off the clock. Big couldn't take... Okay, if you're the ones playing versus the force buy, you're not going to walk through a smoke versus pistols. You're not going to take that risk. It's silly. Unless you're together and you flash the smoke, potentially you might go for it. For playing it nice and slow, they turn the clock down to 40 seconds, 30 seconds left. That smoke that goes towards long forces Big to have to push through, and they walk into the stack. I mentioned before as well, it's very easy to call the stack when you do the smokes as well. Existence had 4 players from LDLC on that A site.
Still feel like some of those duels shouldn't have went those ways, but it is what it is. You're going to have to suck it up and deal with it. Pistols try and force their way up now, one towards that A site, but it will be a quick 1-for-1 affair. Toinu starting to accelerate the round, taps down Keith towards long. The bomb completely now trapped on towards the site. Frag grenade, Molly, both going to force him out of position. It is just got B to try and survive. But a simple round from LDLC. They equalize things 9-9.
Yeah, and actually, that force buy win from LDLC could be the catalyst for them to actually win this map here. Big, they lose their force buy, now going to be going onto the eco. But actually, I think LDLC think the Big are going to buy. That's why they disregarded the 2 UMPs and went for the orbs and the rifles. Looking at the Betway odds as well, actually now Betway seems to be favouring LDLC to take this one.
Really start to even out though. Legia charging through those smokes once again, trying to see if he can find sort of crack to play into. An opportunity to work on towards that B site. So much manpower from LDLC here. Really proving to be a tough one to work out. Legia losing his life to Alex. The rotate did come in from Big. It was called very early on to quickly run up through connector, get yourself onto the A site. LDLC on the flip side, they're rotating over 2. They know exactly what the game plan of Big is going to be. Existence with that peak. Sure, he gets tacked down to 14 HP, but he's still standing. That EWP, the rifle of Devil, I mean, this round is done. Keeve trying to get close, but trade after trade, position being exchanged. LDLC, a 10th round, a bit of bloodshed, but a 10th round.
Round number 20 now. LDLC at 10. Finally a team at double digits here. 4 AKs and the AWP onto Keith from the T side of Big. How are they going to work this round? Are they going to give space for Keith to work the pick towards the A site? Maybe challenge Toinu's up towards toilets, or maybe go towards B to get the first pick towards short. Let's see now. Toinu with the AWP going actually towards the B site instead of the normal. Well, normally the AWP is towards toilets, but this time Toinu wants to go for the peek towards short, and he's actually going to be beating the smoke here and peek over the Molotov. I like this. If he spots no one towards this position on the map as well, that's so much information, because it does really lend to the fact that Big are trying to go for A and toilets control.
Gives LDLC so much knowledge, but also a real clear-cut idea of how Big are trying to approach this half as a whole.
I actually really like that play. The reason is because you take the AWP towards B short sewers, and you Molotov off sewers, which means he can't be pushed. If he misses the shot, he cannot be pushed. He cannot be run down unless the players ran through that Molotov. Anyway, though, 1 minute 10 left on the clock here. And you can see, actually, from LDLC, they've got a heavy presence towards the B site still. The boost towards sandbags. 2 players still towards B, but eventually Toinu seems to be rotating back towards the A site. Actually, no, it's going to be Alex rotating instead. But is it too late?
Existence on the corner. Starting actually to move up towards A. Deeper towards toilets, perhaps. A flash on towards Tabson. Going to buy a bit more time for LDLC. Rotate starting to be called in. You see the positional adjustment over on towards that B side as Legia takes the contact. Alex with a quick trade. The Galil starting to do the work, but it's not going to be enough to survive the onslaught. Toinu at least picking up one with his AWP, but an angle that you certainly can't repeat. Kiev able to punish Devil. The bomb plant looking likely. No one able to swing out nice and wide and take that down. And Molly as well, really slowing the round down to a halt, leaving just Maniac to peek single-handedly. Toinu definitely going to be safe in that AWP at this point. There's a retake made excruciatingly tough for LDLC just by the utility from Big, forcing both sides to play no longer in tandem and much more as individuals. You break down the team play of LDLC, and that retake is basically nothing.
So, Big manages to challenge the A site here from LDLC and make it 10-10. Thankfully though, LDLC winning the force by their money should be fairly decent as well, considering how clean the rounds were versus one of the ecos, and also the said force by win. Well, the fact that Big, when they went for the full eco and they charged up A long, they took out 3 weapons from the CT economy, and you can see that's actually dented LDLC's money and really halted any momentum they had. Anyway, now we're going to round number 21. It's going to be 10-10 scoreline. Up again onto Kiev. 4 AKs as well for the side of Big, so same old, and but for LDLC, CZ for Devil, all for Toinu. Famas onto Existence, UMP for Maniac, and the only player with the M4 for the CT side will be Alex. So we're going to need a big performance here from Toinu with the AWP. He's gone again for the same play towards Sewers and be short, but it's the exact same result he had last time. Nothing. Yes, you get information from being in this position, but the issue is that AWP should be towards toilets, towards toilet stairs, towards A long to get that first kill towards the A site. But maybe Existence obviously expected to play towards B from Big, but instead they're going to be going for the boost here to spot towards A long, and they can't see him just yet. Obviously, how can I forget the team? How can I forget the team? It was Guardian, Na'Vi. That was the Na'Vi boost at IAM 2016. Katowice.
I was thinking you mentioned Guardian, I suddenly don't realise the team. It's gotta be Na'Vi.
I know.
Struggling at the moment though, it has to be said. That was a surprising map for them to lose, but...
Yeah, but I still think 3 months time they'll be stellar. Anyway, Existence goes for the nice pop flash towards Long, but now he's trapped here.
Making it work, dude. You can't knock the Famas. Have to double kill for Existence. Hungry for more. Got beat. All turn for the flash though. Quick trade from Alex. Putting in the numbers. Does leave Big in a pretty dastardly 2 versus 4. Bear in mind, no map control. Trying to see if they can force the issue now on towards that A site. Kiev expecting some sort of aggression towards Bank, but getting nothing to work with. Maniac coming in the big flank now. Toinu already picking off Kiev's. Lines up the second kill on towards Legia.
That's the reset. Big did have 3 players alive when they went around in round number 21, sorry. But then again, look at the money now after the reset comes through. If you've got B right now, yeah, I was going to say, this is a really good time to pause. Question right now for Big. Do you go for the force buy here and put all your eggs, or should I say money, into one basket? Do you go for the half buy, the eco, going into round number 23? They would have 1.9k, so Gobby can buy, Kiev could buy an AWP as well. He would have 5,400, so that's a big selling point actually if they did save here. Kiev could buy an AWP, Next could buy, Tabson could buy, but obviously Leg would be forced onto like a UMP and utility. That's still doable. So yeah, the right decision, the right call to make here for Big is to save, just because the buy they're going to have into round number 20, whatever else it is, 23 I believe, would be a lot better than whatever they could afford.
Oh my god. What was that? Toinu lining him up in connector. 2 easy kills.
Yeah. What's crazy as well is the fact that he's gone for that peak versus pistols. Going for a peak towards connector is a big risk as an AWP, but to go for it versus a pistol buy is the same actually.
They'll
very
just
risky.
run at you, won't they?
Yeah, and if you miss that shot as well, you're pretty much done for, because you can't really get up the stairs in time, especially if they're holding W if they get a good spawn. But then again, Existence wants Toinu to go for that peak because he wants to understand if they're buying or not, and if they had Tet 9s or UMPs or Galils, he still would have found the kills. Anyway, 12-10 now, as LDLC have the 2-run advantage, but now Big can buy. Kiev actually going to go for the AK and utility instead of buying the AWP.
That's a really interesting point considering just how impactful that AWP was.
Yeah, well he had 3.6k, obviously plus 1,000, 4.6k, plus 900, 5,500, so he could have bought AWP and Kevlar if he wanted to, but instead he's opted for the utility and the AK. So that might telegraph that they want to go for an execution play.
Well, looking at the positions right now, this does remind me very much of a set piece. Look at that ult peek from Toinu. He knows next has gone close right towards Monster. Finally, after 2 rounds, he's tried to pull out of the bag. The 3rd time lucky. He might even catch off Legia as well. Bear in mind, still being very patient, holding that right side. A shoulder peek from Legia. They're aware the AWP is there, but Toinu is too damn quick. Big can do nothing about that as well. That's so painful because usually they would be looking for some way to punish them, some way to make it a 4-for-4, but they have to just sit tight and wait. The only thing they can do is bank on their teammates over on towards that A site, having a successful fake. As the smoke comes in, tabseN starting to work up. But I love the fact Existence gone towards long. Devil gonna look for some easy ones with his AWP. Simple trades. And again, well played, yeah. Look at Existence.
The double AWP set up there towards the B site. Big definitely weren't ready for that one. Tourner towards B, short gets the first kill onto Legia. And then the AWP as well towards Monster. Again, they weren't expecting 2 AWPs towards that B site. Leaving just Godby and tabseN now the 2 versus 4. It's definitely winnable. But then again, they have lost the bomb. So actually, the chances are definitely dwindling, especially now as Existence is pushing in from behind.
They're just not facing from LDLC, which is why I was really stressing the point of just Existence, but it applies to pretty much everyone anywhere on the map. LDLC giving neither Godby or tabseN anything to work with, forcing Godby into a duel as we see here. Maniac, all he's got to do is just hold the angle. Leaving it all on towards one man's shoulders. tabseN feeling the pressure at this point, trying to see if he can make it work. Molly in hand. Toinu just going to be doing the tango around him, running in circles with the CZ. 13-10. And a force-by win from LDLC, pushing them up to this point as they look to take this game over the line. This done wonders for them, really, when you consider what the scoreline was. It was basically 10-10 when that force-by came in. Now we're at 13-10. They beat them again on that buy. LDLC, they pretty much have their 14th hit.
Definitely. Especially because they haven't actually lost versus a eco just yet on Overpass. They've had close rounds, maybe 2 versus 2s or whatnot, but they have always secured the win versus the ecos. This time they're for LDLC, they need to make sure it's clean. They cannot afford to lose so many players again.
It is going to be that push towards connector. Big just creeping on up, taking the steps. Looking towards short, now looking back. An indecisive lineup, but at the end of the day, why not? You've got time to work with, no need to rush. LDLC just looking for information on what this play is going to be, but nothing being given from Big. They just walk as pretty much a ball of pain. I mean, the only player that could actually have some serious impact right now would be tabseN. They'd be able to take down Existence, but no, Existence gets aggressive. Next does find the kill. Picks up a UMP for his troubles. Godby picking off Devil certainly could change things. But the bulk of the manpower towards A, which allows them to run towards B and get that bomb through.
There seems to be a fast rotation here from Maniac towards the B side. Only as a flashbang. He needs a Molotov or something to really halt the aggression here from Big, but thankfully, Legia does go down, turns into the 3 versus 3, and now this is far more manageable for LDLC. Godby going to be used as a fake. Try and see if he can sell it towards that B site and force LDLC to over-rotate so the site towards A is clear.
Problem is he's doing nothing. Toinu will just hold the angle. We saw how this played out in previous rounds. It was simply an easy one for LDLC, and I hate to describe it in that way, but that's all it's going to be here as well. Alex and Toinu both doing their job, both being passive. Godby, sure, he has his impact towards B, but
could have saved the AK here. Actually, the issue is if you save the AK, you're not going to get a round loss bonus. How much money has Godby got? So the round loss bonus is $2,900 and the AK is worth $2,700, so it's about the same.
I have to ask, if you're Big, you get those kills. You know the B site likely is going to be open, but then they take the slow rotate towards the site, allowing Maniac time to get on over there. Why not just rush for the plant, take the risk?
They would have made a lot of noise if they rushed. Easy rotations in. They thought that potentially there'll be a player towards Heaven as well on the rotate, and obviously if you're towards Heaven you can easily lock down short. And of course, being in the server, it's very different. You don't know what one of the players have communicated. They might have heard steps towards CT lower. He may have heard players rotating off the A side towards B as they were going down connector, something like that. But anyway, talk about the B site, here it comes.
It's going to be a big play from Devil, certainly required. Hit shot number 1, withdraws into the smoke instead of having the balls, does hate the second peak. Maniac going to go for the huge swing, but Keeve will gobble him right back up again, forcing the 3v3. Keeve locked in towards short, another headshot lines up as Existence quickly loses his head. Keeve now so hungry, Alex will find the return frag. The bomb ticking on through. LDLC with a game plan on this retake. Gonna be throwing the molly now to try and force them out. Smoke on towards the bomb as well. Flash coming through next. Blind for just a few moments, but not quite gonna be enough to stop him. Holding this cross, Toinu. Punished thanks to that. Got B on towards Alex, and as simple as anything big, they keep the dream alive.
14 to 11 now. The simple rush towards Monster manages to bring forward that 11th round. LDLC not going for the early mollies or the early grenades towards Monster. Usually when you're playing versus a team like Big, they play slow. They're going for the map control. They're taking control of the real estate across the map. That's what they were expecting. A much slower round. And actually the score is not 15 to 10. It's 14 to 11. But we'll let that one slide.
I don't want to say, outside of the MB game where it went 25 to 22.
No, was it 25-22? Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
It's something ridiculous like that, yeah.
Outside of that game, in terms of pauses, for me, if we look back at the whole week of Pro League, this has been the best game for teams just being smart and using those opportunities just to take those 30 seconds, have a chit-chat.
Yeah,
it sounds like such a small point, right? But I think it's so important because we see a lot of teams on various levels.
I think these teams as well are on the same... I don't want to say the same level. I definitely think Big are a better team. Definitely on LAN.
I think they're on the same tactical wavelength, though.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. They play a similar style. You've got your star AWPer. You've got your star captain, Godby, obviously. So much history behind him and his cooling and his tactical depth. Exact same storyline for Existence. And then you've got your support player on Legia and on Maniac. Legia, old friends of Godby, Maniac. Pretty much boyfriend and girlfriend of Existence. And then you've got Toinu and Keeve, the star, flamboyant AWPers. And then you've got Devil and Next. They were playing on better teams, but they got kicked, and now they're on the lesser teams.
Structured almost identically.
Exactly. You've got Alex, who's one of the, I don't want to say star riflers for the side of LDC. Actually, pretty much is. And obviously Tabson, but I feel like Tabson's probably the best player in the server, though. But anyway, Existence. Captain does get the kill towards Tabson, but then again, is it too late? Because already Bigger found 2 entries towards the B-bomb site.
Short could be problematic for them as they are going to force the fight next. Seems to be taking their stride, though. Holding down the spray towards Toinu. Whips out his Glock, finishes it off with a headshot. Existence trying to do some damage. That is a second kill for him in the round. Playing for an ace at this point, but I think looking past that, just playing for damage. Trying to have as much of an impact as he physically can. It's a rifle for him to save, bear in mind as well. He's done his part.
Definitely. Existence now going to try and save the AK, as it is going to go to 14 to 12 now. Big, slowly but surely managed to bring this one back. I believe LDLC can bind to the next one, as the bomb will eventually tick down away. So, for LDLC, what's the game plan? Big have been heavily contesting the B bomb site. Do you send the AWP towards B again from Toinu? Molly off the short pipe, peek over the Molotov towards outside Monster, try to use the AWP that way. Do you simply have someone solo the A site? Some teams do that. I mean, Guardian or FaZe sometimes solos the A site with the AWP. And then you can have 4 towards B. Or you can have 3 towards the B site, have 1 player towards Heaven, have the player that solos on a jump spot towards Long, jump spot towards Banana if he sees anyone. Then you have the fast rotations from Heaven towards the A site, so by the time the T's get to the site, you already have the 2 players there. But then obviously they won't be in good positions on the A site. So many questions to be answered, but actually I feel like some aggression would definitely be something I'm up to seeing. Existence down towards Long, having Toinu as well with the AWP here, but then again, have we seen play towards a Long from Big? At what point does Existence actually push Long and have Toinu just try wreak havoc towards toilets?
See, this is the thing, Existence towards the later stages of the round, he's been pushing it when he feels a lot more confident, but early on, he's been really just hesitant to walk on up, and I feel like that's going to be the differentiating factor on whether he gets a kill or not in the round, really. Because he could go further up right now and have a potential for a double. I mean, the information on Tabson, the likes of Godby as well, can read the play almost textbook, because Big have done this round, what, 3 times now? 2 players towards A, the bomb, and the last 2 players over on towards B just stacked outside Monster.
And this is the thing, you can actually leave Tabson here behind the Shroud of Smoke, have the rotation in from Godby back towards the B site. He has no utility, but he can still just be manpower towards B. Still, though, very standard round here from LDLC. 3 towards B, 2 towards A, but the push is now coming in from Existence. At what point does Toinu rotate back towards B? But look, Tabson's also walking up. Hey, he can come in from behind from CT, and suddenly there can be a flank.
This round is just madness, let's be honest. Legia, given a chance at a simple kill towards Maniac, will miss it. Does enable LDLC to keep 5 players standing. Toinu able to shoulder peek Godby, that's just wacky. Oh no, Devil, Existence, Alex, all doing their part in the round. Tabson on the flank, the only player to have an impact, as it will be a double kill for him.
Yep, the cavalry arrives just a bit too late there. Round number 28 now, 15-12, as LDLC have 3 chances now. When we saw LDLC versus Envious, LDLC actually gave up 2 or 3 match points. But that's a completely different game on a completely different map versus a completely different team. And of course, the money situation was very different as well. Big, what's going to be in their arsenal here for the potential final round on Overpass? LDLC looking very strong on their CT side. It seems like finally they were able to have a stronghold towards the B site. Aggression from Existence meant that they had the 4-man rotation towards B. Having the extra player there made a massive difference.
It was definitely messy aggression though. I don't think it was something that was thought out right from the start.
I don't think, obviously, if you're big, you don't expect Tabson to be able to work himself into CT. Yeah. And the reason they went a little bit earlier is because they wanted to make sure Tabson could come in from behind. So as soon as they went for the push outside Monster, that takes all of the diversion, all of the attention away from the A bomb site where Tabson was towards B, and that allowed Tabson to come in from behind. The problem was everybody won the Angels on the side of LDLC, which meant that there was no team left to try and save when Tabson arrived.
The timings didn't sync up either, of course. They faced towards B before Tabson really got his chance to...
That's what I meant, that they did that on purpose though.
Yeah.
They did that on purpose so that the LDLC wouldn't be looking towards A.
Problematic either way due to those Angels, but that round is done. Round 13 in the second half is where we're going to be.
Yep.
LDLC just looking to close this one out. A very nice early molly and a frag grenade as well, stopping that monster aggression.
This is the thing I mentioned before. Usually when you play versus big, you want to save your utility because they play the slow defaults, but actually they've really been going heavy towards Monster, so very smart use of the early molly and HE grenade towards Monster. I definitely like that. Has a smoke as well, which he can deploy later on into the round once he expects the push to come in. Existence here, managed to catch Tabson off guard with a flashbang. That flash was actually thrown from God B, I believe, as well, so potential team flash there.
That's a big early kill at the end of the day, though, for LDLC to find. Steps them off. Or starts them off, should we say. The right foot forward in the round. Legia trying to use that P250 to open up this B site at this point, but also acting as a bit of a probe, I think. There's got B potential to catch off Legia on short. Has to peek on around. Alex going to lose his life. Keeve on towards Maniac. The molly going to begin to burn towards heaven. Toinu. Oh, that frag grenade. Going to be painful. Quickly catapulting out the life of Keeve. Push now coming in, but the smoke's making things very ominous for LDLC. Legia and that pistol could suddenly be lethal. The range is perfect. The P250, the double kill as he connects the headshot on towards Toinu Devil. Last man standing. The CZ hopping on around. Goppy walking through the smoke, spots him out, but can't quite find the kill. Devil straight on the defuse, baits him, finds the spray. He's got time. LDLC done and dusted. 16-12. Map 1 concluding. Thankfully, they closed it out when they did, but that got very close.
Yeah, the reason you have to close the game out right there and then is because if Big win that round and it goes 15-13, then suddenly Big have so much money. You're not playing versus a UMP and a CZ on a few other players on Big. You're playing versus the AWP Keeve on a full set of utility and a full set of weaponry as well. So sometimes you really have to get the job done early.
Well, they certainly did, of course. Looking back at that whole game, there were definitely some key turning points. I mean, I want to throw right back to that very early force buy when the scoreline was 10-10.
It's not that early, but yeah, I know what you mean.
I mean, I think in the context of when kind of the game really began to heat up, sure, it was very, very close at 10-10, but a lot of the rounds, in comparison to what we saw towards the latter stages, were much more quieter. But that force buy did change the game. Three rounds over. And then from there, of course, that opened up the 14-10.
Yeah, I said as well in the cast, I was like, that might be the game-changing win. Yep. That force buy win. The fact that they used the smoke so efficiently towards the bomb site and the B site as well. They waited, well not waited, but the smokes acted as a vessel to allow the clock to go down to 40 seconds to 35 seconds. That final smoke towards A long from Existence actually meant that there was only, basically, when you minus the time from the smokes, 15 to 20 seconds left to try to get the bomb down. So Big were in a panic as they ran through the smoke and they walked into the crossfires of 4 players from LDLC towards A. But anyway, so many strong plays towards the B site from both teams. Obviously, crazy 2K there from Keeve. If you're going to play that pillar position, obviously everybody knows the Guardian ace from that play, but you need to be a very fast AWPer, very good at hitting the fast flick shots because it's so easy to get mowed down and basically swarm towards that position of the map. But it's a very close game and a very competitive one at that. Pistols went 1 for 1. first half scoreline being 8-7, and then obviously the force by win from LDLC really being the game changer.
Definitely can look towards the key differentiating rounds. Of course, I want to talk about this A side a little bit purely because LDLC on their CT side did a pretty good job of isolating anyone coming in from the flank from either bank or dumpster concurrently while the pushers were coming in from the toilets. You always saw them split them off, so the fights were very much kind of 1-for-1. Timings are all off.
I actually feel like Big's play towards A was better.
Okay.
The reason being is Kiev was a menace towards toilets. Also, Big had very good control of A long. But the biggest game changer for me on the CT side from Big was the fact that they had such good control of connector. And I feel like that's one of the things that really gets swept under the rug is teams not really taking control of connector at the right times. You saw one round, Godby would take control of connector, one round he wouldn't. And it seemed like he was always in the right place at the right time towards the A side and the CT side. The problem is LDLC found so much success towards the B side that, yeah, basically some of the rounds which they got on the A side, on the T side from LDLC were versus pistols and were versus ecos. But in terms of the gun rounds, I feel like Kiev and Godby did very well towards A.
Talk about connector, of course. What goes hand in hand with that is a lot of the time short control. We saw that being found so often with the AWP. 4 rounds it was used to take the early peak.
Do you mean B short?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Fallen, definitely a player that likes to op Cold Zero as well from SK. Both those players, whereas the Spawn likes to go towards B short, but they play it differently. One of the setups I used to have when I played was the SK setup towards B short, where you'd have the AWPer play sandbags with the AWP, hold the B short angle, and have a player play towards the other side of sandbags as a bait, or really the AWP's the bait, but the AWP is baiting for another player there. So you kill one player, you fall back, and they try and chase you, but actually there's a player on the right side out of vision. But yeah, AWPing towards B short is definitely very strong. The reason being is a lot of the times players don't flash that angle, they just dry peek into it. I really like the use of the Molotov as well. They're using the AWP with the molly just so that you can't be run down in case they were going for fast B short presence. Okay, well, just to round up map 1, who would your MVP be? I mean, it's kind of hard for me to put my finger on one player individually. I do kind of like Nex. Unfortunately, it didn't really work out, but he did do a lot towards that B side on both halves. I'm trying to think. Who got the most impactful kills? Alex was good on the CT side. Existence was surprisingly good. Yeah, he's always a good fragger, to be honest. For me, probably Toyny. Yep. Definitely. T side especially was very strong. He's very good in the after plant positions when it's a 3 versus 3. Again with the multi-kills as well. Yeah, very good at getting the entry kill, especially in a map like Overpass as well. And on the CT side, he was getting so much information and playing very well. And also he had that nice clap towards connector. Oh, that confidence connector peak certainly was one way to close out the game as map 1 does conclude. We're going to be getting to map 2 relatively soon. That is going to be Cash. We talked a lot about Cash right at the start of tonight. We'll get into it a little bit more right after this break.
ESL Pro League is brought to you in part by Intel, the City of Odense, GeForce GTX, Lenovo Legion, Bedway, Pay Safeguard, Logitech G, Mountain Dew League, Xfinity, and ESEA.
Game, record, and stream without compromise on Intel Core i7.
Be focused. Be uncompromising. Be the best and never hold out. Pick your event. Place your bet. No matter who you are or what you're here for, it's our passion that unites us. Betway, for the love of the game.
After a 7-8 half, LDLC were able to edge it out 16-12. Next, 26-18, and Toinu 26-13. Two very impressive stat lines.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the star performance from both teams. Next, usually you expect to see Tabsa be in the top of the scoreboard for Big, especially on a map like Overpass as well, or Kiev. Next, they're obviously having a massive impact in the first half, especially on the CT side. Next was real killer towards that B site, but then again, how many kills were funneled towards him? LDLC definitely favouring that B site on their T side. Yeah,
really impressive stuff. Of course, Alex as well, very good game from him all around. But map 2 is what we look towards. Cash is going to be the battleground. I'm curious to see how the odds have changed. 1.53 for Big, 2.35 for LDLC.
Wow.
That's a shift.
The odds have actually gone in favour more for LDLC. As in, like, LDLC to lose, sorry, so Big to win. There's a lot of value on that bet there. Wow, that's a very good bet right now in favour of LDLC. Then again, I feel like Cash definitely should be Big's map. I said if it was going to be a 1-1, I actually thought Big would win Overpass and LDLC would win Cash. Then again, the force by win and the 16-13, 16-12 scoreline. It was a very close game, but LDLC, with the addition of Devil, seemed to be definitely showing us some new form.
Well, this is what I was saying right at the start of the show. They have came up to surprise us. I know we don't expect it, and I know we have a lot of doubt in them, but this month has been very good for them, and that's something we can't not knock at the end of the day, especially with the MV result, which we are still taking with a pinch of salt. I'm fully aware. Yep. But it was a good result either way. Now they've had already picked up a map here as well. They're running for that 2-0. This is looking like a very exciting Pro League for them.
It is indeed. I actually can't remember where they're seated at right now on the table. Can we get the,
table? Production, we'd love throwing
Rob,
the bus.
Can you show us the table real quick, just so I can actually see where LDC are right now?
There we go.
Look at that, stellar. 10th right now. Obviously 4-3. If they, Rob, is that updated for the game that they just won or not?
It's not.
Okay, so it's not. So really, it should be 5-3, and they should actually be situated. What's the round difference? 8. So they should be above Ninjas Pajamas as well. So they might actually be 7th right now. Oh, sorry, 8th. If they win this map here as well, and they go 6-3. Then that puts them, well, instantly all the way up to 4th, actually taking over Big.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Well, I didn't say, but
so this is a big win. Obviously, the table is very close together right now. Teams across the board, across Season 6 of Pro League, are very evenly matched.
That's what always happens, though, towards the end of Pro League, right? When you get towards Week 4, the conclusion of Week 4, and you build in towards Week 6, 7, and 8, things start to really just get up in the air. The table changes so much.
Yeah, I mean, the difference between 4th right now, who's Big, and also Na'Vi is 2 wins. But obviously, games played and round difference, but LDLC's round difference is actually fairly average as well. I believe Big's is higher, but obviously Big right now are going to go 5-5 because they've lost this map. And then for LDLC, if they can get to 6-3, then they'll be laughing.
Have to say, unlucky for Mouse Sports. Not looking good, is it?
Yeah.
They've only played 7 games, though. I thought there's a game missing
them versus, was it Fnatic?
Yes, I think so.
And they got absolutely owned, didn't they? Yeah,
Probably
1-6 right now. For Mouse Sports, they came hot off of the ESG win as well. So in terms of LAN performance, they've been doing well. Obviously, LAN versus online, big questions there. But a lot of these teams, they need time. Mouse Sports definitely need time. A team like Big, you know, their roster's fairly set and done. Obviously playing the major and also qualify for Pro League as well. This Solid Fire has been together for months and months now. Ever since, what, March maybe?
It's certainly been a team to keep an eye on. But either way, Cash resumes. It is going to be a pistol play leading towards that B site. God B put under pressure, tapping away 2 very dismissive headshots. Now looking for a third, but will find himself smoked off. Maniac picking up that bomb, quickly darting on over towards the site. Should be able to get it down for B main, which is crucial for his team.
Yeah. 2-man advantage run up for Big as the retake shall begin. Kit, double flashbang as well, so there's no smoke for the bomb, but they can flash in and try and see if they can blind Devil in existence. And of course, Maniac, let's see what they can do here. Maniac only have a flashbang as well, no Kevlar. This has to be a big flash and well timed at that.
Flash does come through. Maniac given that chance, peeks out. Existence playing with him, of course, leads to the early kill. The Fountain coming out from Big. It's kind of working out somewhat. I mean, you've got Tabson and Nex both firing off. And somehow the kills all fall into place. It literally was just a fountain of players, right? They've just dropped down for heaven, came in through CT. They were everywhere, but in the center of sight.
Yeah, LDLC played that one well as well. Initially got Big in the first 2 entry kills. That can happen sometimes, especially when it's the UAP versus the Glock. But actually, LDLC played it correctly. One of the biggest issues I see when I'm playing, you know, ESCA pugs or Faceit pugs is when you're taking that B site, you make sure you run, you cross B main, you go checkers, you go under heaven, and then you cross CT when you're close to CT instead of trying to cross it up ramp. But anyway, that's just a little nitpick. But from LDLC, that's a very well-timed flash there from Maniac. Sorry, actually blinding up 3 players towards CT lower. The problem is, though, Existence and Co just not landed the headshots. That definitely could have been around for LDLC. Nevertheless, the execution comes in the play towards A.
Next, just going to be holding there with the trusty MP9, already mowing down Maniac, hungry for more. Bomb plant secured is a pretty big win for LDLC in itself, bear in mind. Playing the site with the CZ, the rest, of course, all on SMGs. Alex, such a good position. A huge flank onto 2 blind players. 1 kill already found. The Dink as well, following up with a second on towards Legia. Simple as that. Now Big completely distracted. Trying to force the engagement will be God B, but that bomb is ticking. They do have the kill on Tabson, but they got across Toinu, disallowing that, finds the kill for himself, causing such a distraction in Forklift. Leaving just Tabson alone. He's on the bomb. Shots should be coming through. They go for a stab. Alex killing his teammate. Oh no, it's all gone wrong.
I mean, for LDLC,
your face says it all, honestly.
At least, yeah, disappointment, wasn't it? Straight disappointment.
Oh.
So, for LDLC, the reason they had Kevlar, CZs, and Utility was they got the bomb down in the pistol, of course.
That's a pause.
Yeah, you definitely take a breather after that one. But, you get the bomb down in the pistol round, and usually teams will eco that second round so they can 4-buy into round number 3. LDLC, they went for the risk there. They went for the force buy, even though they could have bought into the next round, and now they're going to be forced to go into the eco. But then again, this is... Okay, one of the reasons I think they paused as well is they're discussing whether or not to buy. Big... I'm not sure actually if Alex got the final kill there after the round ended. Did you see?
The thing that's on my mind was the knife even hitting him? I'm sorry, I just...
No, I meant after,
I know what you mean.
Yeah. So if Big have 0 players staying alive or 1 player staying alive, LDLC know that Big's money is very, very low. The question is, do you take the risk, go for the force buy, and look at this. I mean, they have the buy here. 2 M4s, make it 3 hours, Legios drop 1. FAMAS and UMP, but they have no money apart from that. They have no money stacked away for a rainy day just in case LDLC won the round. So if LDLC forced this round and won it, then yeah, it would go 2-1. Big would have to force by again, or eco, 2-2, 3-2. So actually, LDLC could have took 3 rounds if they did win this one. So it has been a weird buy here. Only Devil buying up the AK, being dropped the AK, sorry, and of course buying up Kevlar. So Devil all to play for here.
Shots already coming through from Kiev. A simple frag on towards Existence. Tabson, a headshot on towards Alex, already just picking apart LDLC. Because it has to be said, Alex didn't learn anything in uni. Saving money is totally overrated. You don't need to worry about that.
We saw Mansports go for this exact same buy, where 2 players would force buy. Devil would force for the Kevlar and nades, and then obviously a player would drop him the AK. So into the next round, LDLC can still go for their weird UMP buy if they wanted to. 2 UMPs and 3 AKs, so it's not really another world here for LDLC, even if they lose the round.
Legia, nice impatient stuff towards Heaven, not going to be facing just yet. God B prompting him to peek, doesn't allow for both of them to get picked respectively. Toinu securing the trade on towards Kiev. Godby back of sight. Toinu has no idea, just going to go for the plant. But Godby lets it through.
It's good money though, $800 there for LDLC. That could be the difference between UMPs and AKs. 3-round loss bonus, 2.4k, plus the extra $800, 3.2k. So Devil can now buy a UMP. Alex can now buy an AK as well. So because of the plant, LDLC should be able to buy.
Such a distinguishing factor in the round, really. Also, of course, you have to mention, it brings out the chance of an AWP if they want it. Toinu does have $6,800 to spend. Yeah, and he will be going for the AWP as well. Can buy some good utility as well behind it. So it's going to be the UMP and Devil, as mentioned before. 3 AKs, and the AWP onto Toinu. So, LDLC versus Envious. LDLC only let slip 1 buy round. They won the map 16-7, they lost both pistols. They won 16 buy rounds and lost 1 buy round. So, can they keep forward that momentum and that pace? Oh, Toinu with a nice entry in A main. Through the box on towards Tabson, was taking the contact peak. Kiev through in towards Checkers. Gonna jump on around, securing a very nice trade early on. Doesn't grab the rifle though, unfortunately, which does keep him stuck on that UMP, but I don't think that's the biggest of issues. The play towards A looking very, very ripe at this point for LDLC. They're just gonna hop on through the smoke once again. Alex feeling so confident. Legia in a good position from Fort, but look at the aggression from Alex, and it's boding so well for LDLC as they get pick after pick. Legia finally doing something from Fork. But Existence, he's already on B. The rotate was called very well early on. It's all gone up well for LDLC, really, isn't it?
Yeah, bomb can be planted now as well. You're going to have existence towards checkers. The bomb's planted for checkers. But now Big going to realize the bomb is planted towards the B-bomb site. Nex and Legia both have kits. Smoke, Molotov onto Nex. Question is, though, have they already forfeited too much time here as they do try and make their transition towards the B-bomb site?
It is working on down. You're walking in towards the distance who's got a lock on Vent. Does mean it is now all on one man. Being low buys him a chance. Toinu has the AWP though, and he'll be locked into checkers as well. Both players down to a T. LDLC, of course, they're first. But due to the economy of Big, something you really rallied home in that previous round. It's a first that could lead to many more.
Here comes the force by now from Big. The fact that they lost 5 players in the round where LDLC nearly won that force buy in round number 2 means their money hasn't been able to establish a good enough economy going into this one. So, LDLC, if they can chain 2 rounds together here, and that's some consistency on their buy rounds, make it 3-2, force out an eco, 3-3, and then they're the ones with the monetary advantage going forward where they can constantly try and break the bank from Big. And that's really what you do on your T-side cash.
Legia nearly looking for an opportunity, but now going to be left completely blind, but just within the nick of a second.
Yeah.
Was able to survive towards white box.
Failed Molotov there towards boost as well, allowed for the early presence towards mid from LDLC. And when you lose control of middle, you have to make a reaction play towards one of the halves of the map, either retake A main or try retake B main. The question is, where do Big opt to try and retake? And if they don't, where are they going to try and get some information? Because right now, their back's against the ropes.
Potentially could see a connector swing from Legia. Just judging by the way he keeps moving backwards and forwards.
There's no flashbang though on the A side. Actually, there is. Tabson has a flashbang for middle, and there it is. So this could be the swing here towards middle.
There you go, Next taking the contact on towards Alex, wins it hands down, now can spot towards Vent as well. A second peek looking likely existence. Completely none the wiser that's going to be the case. Next in such a valuable spot, it can spin backwards and forwards from mid to door through towards A main, covering the cross towards that A site in its whole entirety. It's perfect. You've got Legia as well supporting from Car. That's just a cherry on top. Devil at least trying to save things, but it's only 1 kill in the 4v2, a smoke that allows him to at least exit. But he's got nearly every player from Big locked in on towards that cross. It's going to be such a tough play.
2 versus 3, and a man advantage here for the CT side. Flashes come in. Well, time flashes as well. Legia's blind, but the flash will eventually dissipate from him. There you have it. 7 seconds left. Toyno can no longer run the round. And they can just wait for time here as well and kill him after time. Gets the first shot. Time's over. He needs to land the no-scope, and he misses it. Dies after time. No money for LDLC Toyno. No money now for Toyno, and you can see there, $350 for him. He is broke as he's waiting for his maintenance loan to come in.
Tough stuff.
Please tell me you know what that is.
Yeah, I do.
Good, good. You got me worried then, you weren't carrying on the joke.
It's I don't know, it's just one of those things. It's kind of like a bit,
what
of,
is
a,
it?
a bit of a mad joke.
What is it?
Maintenance loan, I'm guessing that's something to do within kind of repairing your house or something like that, or uni related.
Yeah, uni related,
yeah.
not repairing your house.
I mean, I don't know, maintenance, I'm running with it here.
Yeah.
You're kind of making guesses, really. Thank God I didn't go to uni. Said a lot, really. 4-1 though, I mean, you have to talk about the impact for Big here, winning that round at the force up. This puts him in such a good stead to really build up this half. Could have been a 3-3, but now it's anything but.
Yeah, Big winning that round there. If they had lost it, their money would have been broken. They would have forced onto an eco, suddenly 3-3. LDLC have control of the money from Big. But already here, some early kills going in favor of the CT side is the 2-man advantage.
So much in favor for Big. Toyno just going to dance in the shadows at this point with his deagle. Clearly both you and him on the same page, Snods.
Explain.
Literally just look to my left and you're sitting there just kind of grooving away.
I've got a song stuck in my head. But anyway, let's see what Big can do. 4-1, and there's 50 seconds left on the clock as the bomb tries to go towards A main. Alex towards high with another great lurk from him. Gets the first kill. Ooh. The Deagle is providing so much presence right now towards the A sides. They find 2 entries. Another 3 versus 3 begins.
Looks like Highway, though, is going to be where things begin to work out for Big. Legia with the frag towards Alex. But then decides, you know, I've got time. I mean, you have a kit, though, so do you really have time if you're Big? Actually, I argue you don't. Thankfully, Keith has the angle towards Devil, which does mean it's all on towards Toyno, so they should really be able to run at him. The chance of him being able to pick them all off is pretty slim, and that doesn't even matter anyway. It's a bit of a moot point, as he does take the singular duel, and Legia will find it.
5-1 now, as Big do win yet another one. Then again, LDLC did get the bomb down. Extra $800 to see what the money's going to be looking like into round number 7. Fairly awful, actually. They've lost 2 in a row now, and after this round they will lose 3. That's 2.4k round loss bonus, so we could be seeing an AWP for Toinu, definitely. But then again, if you save this round, LDLC will stay on 1, not 5, and Big will be on 6, not 1. There we go. Cheers, Rob. So actually, yeah, 5-1 being the scoreline right now, and Big, if they do win versus the Eco coming out from LDLC, it should go 6-1.
Now, I've been meaning to ask you, and I'll take this opportunity this pause to pose this question.
Go for it.
The experience gained from playing the likes of Hellraisers, that was a 16-14 win that LDLC did pick up. When they play Cash against these really high-caliber lineups, how much can they take from that and apply it to future games like this?
Wow, that's a really... Okay, that's quite an open-ended question.
I felt there's a lot you can go with that. I mean,
really?
We could talk about the angle of them when they're down. Surely it gives them some ideas, gives them experience. No, I feel like I know more than you at this point. This is weird.
I don't know.
I know I love asking the hard questions, but I was hoping
You've
for
asked
something.
me some very open-ended questions, but that must be okay.
I mean, I felt like that was much easier than it apparently was, but it doesn't matter. Throw it out the window.
Who cares?
Forget
Who cares?
about
Who
it.
cares? Who cares? Who cares? I even casted the LDLC versus Hellraisers one.
Exactly. That's why I asked.
Yeah, but it wasn't about that. The 16-14 scoreline, you're not going to get too much experience from games like that, especially for LDLC.
There we
Looking
go.
at the history of Maniac and Existence and Alex, these players need experience from larger scale tournaments, not the online games. But anyway, very clean round here from Big, as it's going to go 6-1. As expected, only 1 player dying from the side of Big, which means the money should start to build now, which it is. You can see roughly 4,000, 5,000 across the board now for the CT side. So for LDLC, they need to chain rounds together if they want a chance of breaking that CT economy. Round number 8 now, and here comes the buy from LDLC. Ooh, can we be seeing the UMP buys again, where they go for the weird buys versus the non-head armored opponents? But actually, you can see Big now are starting to buy head armor. We saw the same when we saw LDLC versus Envious, where Envious started to buy head armor because they know that Existence likes to call these weird buys where they have the SMGs.
Waiting to see what these CZs are going to be able to achieve from door. It's going to be basically an element of surprise at this point. You open it up and you just go for it. Almost like the veggie wrap strategy, which in itself was rather nice. Unfortunately, this time around, the smoke's a bit of miss. Does at least cover off Tabson. Peeking towards mid from Legia, allows the kill towards Alex, and it all begins to fall into place. A bomb plant for LDLC, though, is pretty crucial. Something they've been so strong at finding in these rounds. As they will pick off Legia on the rotate. Toinu, a nice read from him just to be nice and patient. That AK could be problematic on CT wall. They are getting close. Maniac yet to be traded. This is getting a little bit hairy now next. At least securing the 1-for-1. Keeve is AWP. Forcing it all on towards Toinu, but I like this position from him. Has to go so fast. A 10-second defuse. How is Keeve still alive? A flash as well. It's over. The knife is going to be too slow.
Oh dear, oh dear. LDLC. For a minute, I thought it was over as well. It was a 5 versus 3, a 2-man advantage for Big on their CT side as they're going to the retake, but a well-timed flank there from Toinu, found 2 kills, suddenly a 3 versus 3, and the site was still LDLC's, but nevertheless, though, Big on the retakes, they managed to bring it forward once again in the 2 versus 1. Round number 9 now, and thanks to the bomb plan and the fact that LDLC have lost 4 rounds in a row, their the round loss bonus is at 3.4k, plus the bomb plant means they can afford to go for a buy once again. But for Big, already getting 7 rounds on the CT side and the 6-round advantage as well, they're definitely looking poised and strong going into the remainder of the first half.
So much time in the start of this round for Big to work with. LDLC, of course, being gifted by constant bomb plant, helping them get these full buys up with the AWPs and the like and all the utility to work with, but look how much they use early on. Already very little left, just Existence and Toinu to carry that mantle. Alex, at least with a headshot, but Tabson just playing around towards red. Frag after frag, they fall into his lap. Toinu! Oh, how much time is he going to be given? Next, at least going to dunk about the serve with a frag grenade. Kobe would be proud.
2v1 now. Devil alone towards the A site now. Has no utility right now unless he can pick up some grenades here. He would love a smoke to allow himself to cross. To retrieve the bomb. Actually going to go towards door, so Legia going to be caught off guard by this play.
Where's God B off to? Taking a bit of an adventure into CT.
He's worried that Devil's going to push CT and try to go towards B, that's why.
Legia as well, holding for the long rotate back towards B as well. Does give Devil the entirety of the A site.
Yeah, but then again, Big now, they can actually group up together. Godby and Leggy can play as a dynamic duo in the 2v1 versus Devil.
Utility, they've got the molly, they've got the frag grenade, the kit, of course, almost guaranteed. 2 smokes as well if they want it, but I think the molly and frag grenade arguably
the frag grenade, really? I think the smoke's more important than that. You can just smoke and defuse the bomb. But anyway, 2v1 begins from highway and from a main. Let's see what Devil can do.
There's the molly towards the right side of quad. Forces him very close now on towards red container, peeks towards cardboard. That's a very nice headshot. Now going back towards quad. Legia could have no idea where he's going to be. A quick peek comes in. Information now being picked on up. This is not the angle he wants to be, but there's the frag grenade. Forces the fight. Makes the swing happen. He finds the kill. Picks up the AWP. It's all looking up for Big.
8-1 now as LDLC are losing once again. Another round towards the A site. At what point does Existence call a play towards B? It seems like the retakes have been too strong from the German side here so far as we go into round number 10. 7-round advantage here for Big, already on the CT half. Let's see. Again, the bomb is planted by Devil, so well played. Congratulations on that. But what are they going to bring forward now to another buy round here for LDLC on the T side? They've gone towards a round after round. It hasn't really found them any success so far. For LDLC going towards B, they're going to be matched up versus Godby and Kiev. Maybe they're trying to avoid the ult from him.
Devil just going to explode in towards mid lane, towards the right-hand side. Smoke gets a kill off the back of that. Hungry for so much more. Will be Alex Devil in towards Connector. Really beginning to pop off. He takes down next, leaving just Tabson on Godby on the respective sites, trying to survive. Alex, gotta be careful. You can't just face open into him like that. You're starting to make it happen. Tabson got to be so cautious right now of A main, hearing those steps, knows what's going on. Toinu giving him the angle, though. So many opportunities being given to Tabson right now. Somehow gets the kill on highway as well. Tabson single-handedly closing in this round. 3 kills already. Almost on for the ace clutch at this point is Devil. Not got the confidence to push. Finally takes the fight and will cut him down.
But look at the flank here from Godby with the AWP. Okay, not really the gun we expect him to have, but let's see if he can deliver with it. Finds the bomb! And now the 1v1 Devil is alone. Will smoke off the bomb. And actually Godby might just flash himself through it.
That's exactly the case going. With the choice to go towards Fork. Decides, you know what, screw that. I'm just going to be tucked in towards Carver right now. Devil, thanks to that bomb being just on the lip of A main, can walk forward and pick it up.
He can actually go towards B here. He knows that the Godby is towards A main. If he can get towards highway faster, he can actually run towards the B side. Issue is right now, does Godby hear it?
Waiting. Godby, I think he knows what's going to be going on. Keeping the AWP out, upgrading to the AK, which definitely the better decision here.
Or if he's fast here.
Not going to be going for the drop down just yet. Playing time. Got a lot to work with. Right into the crosshair of Devil. A quadra kill to win out the round, but that got hairy for a second. It really did. Tabson. Incredible play up towards that A site. Handling highway like an absolute champ.
8-2 now, as LDLC are finally able to find a round. The issue is, only having one player alive means you can look at the money here. 1,000 in the bank, so if they lose this round, they're going to be reset fully across the board and all 5 players Big. They win this round, they make it 9-2. They ruin and shatter the T economy. That could really be the final nail in the coffin for LDLC.
Starting to force the play now up towards A. Devil already leading in for kill number 1. Tapping away with these pistols. Very, very low, a few players. Now Devil 1 HP, bear in mind, Alex 9 HP. I don't want to make anything happen for Big that sounds impossible, because it really is, but those USPs, they can still get kills. And damage is damage for LDLC, as Big will look to stunt their growth in that next fight.
LDLC right now want to have as many players stay alive as possible in this round. They want to have 4 of, well, no longer 5, but have these 4 players stay alive into the next one, because their money is so low. They need a round which they can use to build up bank, or Existence will go down. Alex is low as well. One shot and Deagle will take him down here.
Trying to shut the door. Knows just how close. Into A main. Timing not quite working out for him, but again, that's 2 kills.
It is indeed. 8-3 now. Only 5 rounds separating these 2 teams as we head into round number 12 here.
MP9 on next.
Yeah. Let's see how he's going to use that one. Maybe close towards door. Maybe even close towards middle as well. You could probably play vent with that weapon. Not towards boost, but if you're playing inside vent, holding for the close mid play, also holding for checkers as well, that gun can be fairly effective. But anyway, though, it's going to be 8-3 now. Big. 8 rounds already, which means they've already won the half, regardless of what happens from LDLC's side. He's trying to put out the smoke there, trying to put out the molly with the smoke, sorry, and actually does work. But the question is, will Mainnet peek into him and give away that first kill already?
predicted it perfectly. Next is close boost. Kiev, the smoke leads to a frag as well, gaining the life of Maniac. Alex pushing out on boost now, left completely blind, going very aggressively towards White Box, swinging on towards Leggett. The next lurking in mid is so problematic. Alex securing at least the trade, but well time. Toinu in the smoke with the AWP. Tabson very, very close. We saw just how strong he was in the previous round. Toinu face first with the Tech 9, however.
And now the 3 versus 2. Man advantage for LDLC, but Toinu is low. Can it have an impact before he goes down? Thankfully, though, the AWP is low HP, but then again, Key's flick there still renders him useless.
Looking towards the fault spot, Alex creeping in with the plant. Such an even scenario right now, but Alex swings out nice and wide. Got being left completely punished off the back of that peek from Red. Kiev now getting aggressive with his AWP, but not really many options. The Molly beginning to burn that away. He doesn't realize the player's above Red. Devil sniping from above. That AK ripping him to shreds. LDLC up to 4. Look at the money of Big.
Yeah, I know. It's going to be an eco here, probably. Finally, some consistency here found by the French side. As we head into round number 13, it's going to be eco coming from Big here. Just upgraded pistols onto a few players. But apart from that, a round where LDLC are definitely heavy favourites here to get to 5. At that point, they lost the pistols, so 5 gun rounds for them on this side of Cash. Definitely something you can't really complain about so far, especially when it was 8-1.
Big at least going to be happy they've already managed to win the half. I think that's a given, but still early to make the point that perhaps that's all they might be able to do. As LDLC make the swift run for 7. This should really be their 5th. Potentially putting just one buy round between them and that 7th after all. I mean, it will be the 4-sub, of course, in that previous round if it does sway that way, but a 4-sub not exactly going to be backed by a huge amount of weaponry unless they can keep on securing these plants, of course, which they have been pretty good at.
Yeah, it seems like they were always getting the bomb down, but losing the retakes. And that's one of the issues for them early on, but it allowed them to constantly have so many buys. And when you have so many buys, you put on economic pressure to the other team because those rounds were close. 1 versus 1s, 2 versus 2s. That's why, even though Big won 7 rounds in a row, or sorry, 6 rounds in a row, their money was low after just 1 loss. They win a round, they get reset. Again, the same has happened here with our eco. 3 towards A main, and of course, existence towards highway. But already goes down, man advantage here for Big.
A nice shot from Next, still looking for more. Tabson exchanging a few shots with his P250, picks off Alex as well, now has a rifle to play with, of course. Maniac looking to chase him down, however. Does make things a little tougher. Now, Big, they do have a man advantage, but that's dwarfed by the weaponry in play. God B, please don't tell me Maniac has his back turn when he peeks. It's all on timing. That's literally what this round could rely on. Absolute timing. God B given the free shot. Even a second. Devil does not want to be on an AWP right now. Throws a nice flash, buys him a few moments, but that's not enough.
The bomb is planted by LDLC, of course, but Big are going to win the eco round. Off the back of the crazy play towards Defa from Tabson, the double kill with the P250. He's going to grant them round number 9, and Big are going to be very happy with the CT half here on Cash. Seems like Cash in the current meta seems to be a little bit more favoured towards the T side, maybe 60-40, so 8-7 in favour of the Ts, 9-6 in favour of the T side. So if you can get 9 rounds on your CT half from Big, and maybe even go for 11-4 or 10-5, they're going to be very happy with that so far.
Especially when the rounds are playing out in the way they are. Big should never win that round. That's almost a full eco from them, or was.
Yeah, they pushed into the site, isolated and alone. 1 by 1, Tabson's picked them off with the P250 at close range.
Very, very awkward stuff. LDLC will want to quickly trade that back. Devil through the door on towards Tabson. It's a pretty good start. Alex has been good towards highway all game long, but some awkward flashes will lead to more success.
That's well played. Boost here from Next won't actually amount to anything. And now on the 5 versus 2, you may as well just save here if you're Big and have the final buy strong into round number 15.
Problem is, Key's scope with that up, which means that now Existence knows exactly where that's going to be. You've got Toinu trapping him in towards Connector. That AWP is a big, big asset for them to throw away, but they lose it. God B now could potentially look to retrieve it.
Chance of him going towards Connector and picking the AWP is very unlikely, especially now as Toinu does pick up the AWP off of the dead body from Keith. But a great play there from LDLC. They get the first kill towards A main. And then from boost as well, one of the things that I don't think people noticed was Alex actually jump spotted over white box. And what that meant was he went for the jump spot as the flash was pinned. So the player towards highway wasn't turning. He was keeping his gaze set onto highway. Got absolutely demolished by that flashbang. And that meant an easy kill there by Alex. Godby will save the AK here eventually. It seems like LDLC won't be hunting for that just yet. And now to round number 15, what's the buy going to be like? He can drop over. Ooh, actually, no, he can't drop over 2 and 4. It's just going to be the AWP instead.
This could be a creative round from Big. I'm actually tempted to keep an eagle eye on towards the positions of these lesser players next. Nothing more than a USP. I was expecting at least a pistol, but no, it is just going to be the USP. What? Surely that's...
Yeah, he's been picked up. Yeah.
There we go, the CZ. So that makes a little bit more sense. I mean, the CZ has been...
No, he's got an M4 now, mate.
Well, no, I'm looking at Godby. Look. Oh, it's been thrown around. That's why.
So, CZ for Godby. Obviously, if you're Godby, next having nearly 30 kills in the first map, there's no reason that you want to be taking away the firepower from him. Already, they're talking of firepower with that AWP that was dropped over by Godby, saving the M4. Key finds the first towards A-main.
Few high flashes leading to an LDLC dive that completely blind. Next, peeking out towards Car. Does spot out Alex. That's kill number 1, but it will be a quick cut down from Maniac. He pierces through the smoke. He and Devil both going to be butting heads as they find themselves simple kills on their opposition. And most importantly, look at Maniac. Here's that Molly ticking on towards Legia. Has the advantageous peek as he just slips to the right-hand side. Picks up an AWP for his troubles. This Godby now has a lot to achieve. That's a nice frag grenade. Oh, so close to a kill, but not quite enough. Should be able to peek and has a very nice one, in fact. Here's all the noise that Devil is making. That's not the gun you want there. Why is Devil being so loud?
He thought that Godby would go towards highway side of default, but unfortunately for him, he won't. 10-5 half here as we go into the piss of the second one, but you'll see that one shortly as we go to a break.
We saw some exciting pistol play, and a half that overall was much more wide open than the previous game, 10-5 of course.
Is that wide open though? It seems pretty one-sided actually.
I mean, wide open in the sense of far apart.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough. You've saved yourself on that one.
We've worked it out.
You've
I mean,
saved
I
it.
gotta give you some credit. I mean,
yeah, I've been fairly harsh to you on the death so
quite
far.
brutal.
But yeah. I'm just hitting you with reality every single time.
oh,
But
man, don't do me like that.
yeah, simply put, if Big win pistol and they don't allow the bomb... Actually, no, sorry, it's actually Big on the T side. So if Big win pistol and they win versus the forward spy and the eco, they could easily be perched up at 13-5. 8-round advantage on their T side cash. That could be the end of it already for LDLC.
There we go. Got it right in the end, didn't we? Looking forward to seeing how the pistol does go because I'm expecting, again, aggression. I think that's been a bit of a trademark at this point. I wonder if there's any big game plan from LDLC. Just from Existence's mindset.
I mean, we saw some 2 push towards door, 2 push towards A main. Called yesterday on the pistol. On Tuesday, sorry, from LDLC. Then again, it's Existence. What's he got up his sleeve? And into his magical hat. What's he going to pull out? Hopefully not a rabbit this time. But maybe a...
What kind of show you've been watching? Honestly, just mad. Alex, looking for the kill towards boost. Sees ahead, but unfortunately struggling somewhat up until that point. Does secure the frag. Big looking to see if they can work out through a main. Deagle eking on towards Toinu. That's a very nice pick to find next now. Ready to up the pressure. Spotting out the player on cross. That's a second kill. Lined it up. Checking towards MPK, but he might be a little late. But Devil unable to capitalize on it next. On fire right now. A double kill. Connected. Looking for a third. All the information. The open plant as well. Could it get any better for Big?
4 versus 2 now as the kit smoke on Maniac. Having no Kevlar for the retake may be rather difficult. You can see exactly why on your screens the aim punch being such a big factor here as a disadvantage for LDLC.
The Eagle just going to hold push at this point. First, second shot all lining up. That's another kill thrown on in. Tabson making it look so simple. That's 3 from the Deagle in that round. 16-11 is where he stands at individual. And you can see why. 11-5, of course, after Big claimed the pistol. You said it was over once that came in. Providing they can...
Yeah, I was going to say, providing they win versus the Force, which they lost to last half on Overpass. As long as they make this 13-5, then that is very heavily favoured towards them. So here it is, the 5-man Force Spy coming from LDLC, which means things are getting desperate. Usually you wouldn't see the upper Force Spy, but when you're in a 6-round deficit, you're starting to see Toinu as well buying Kevlar has just maybe an extra % or 2 chance of winning the round.
The amount of times when teams are making those plays towards B, they don't check for Maniac. It's going to be incredibly frustrating to watch if they let it happen again.
But then again, you can see how split up Maniac and Existence are. Maniac alone now towards the box. Checkers. 5-7 smoke grenade in hand as well. So we saw an overpass. The smokes being so effective versus Big. Let's see if they can mirror that here on Cash.
You know what I want to see again? The ladder peak. Remember? You didn't
Yeah, the one
that,
from Flusher. Yeah.
I want to see that again. That was lovely.
That was. I'd never seen that before. And it seems like probably a lot of players haven't as well.
It was a position that everyone assumed was totally useless. But Flusher just, as Flusher does, proving everybody wrong. Of course, Big, up on towards boost. Tabson just going to be working out mid.
Slow play here from Big. LDLC smoking off the choke points towards A and B, but then again, if you're smoking off A and B, you may as well just go back towards middle, a place which LDLC cannot smoke off.
Look at Existence, though. He's got nade in hand. That's the flash, of course. Ready to throw it towards B, which makes me feel like they've made Team LDLC fall for this hookline, and Sinker next with the push on towards Toinu means it's only one man to hold things off. LDLC will just concede this straight away.
Yeah, you may as well save your Kevlar pistols into the next round here and basically try again versus Big with your Force Spy. So it shall go 12-5 here. Big are going to be owned to a 7-round advantage with a very hefty lead here. They might even make an 8-round lead as well, as they are going to be playing versus the buy again from LDLC, as long as they can manage to, to save their Kevlar and upgraded pistols.
Worth noting, of course, we did look into the standings at the start of the night, and
oh yeah, this is a big win for LDLC and Big as well.
Both sides, but I think for LDLC, this really does stunt the growth that they could have had in terms of, what was it, the 5th place spot, I believe you said?
Yeah, and the thing is as well, for a team like LDLC, you really want to have wins versus Big. The reason being is, when you're going to be playing versus your Phases, your Astralises, your Fanatics and whatnot, you're going to be such heavy underdogs in that scenario. You really want to get the must-wins versus Big, Hellraisers, and teams on that level.
What should be considered not the simple ones, but the games that are arguably much more competitive in comparison to those Titan-like teams like FaZe. FaZe being a wrecking ball at the moment with this lineup.
It's a good way of describing it as well. They play that 4-1 or the 5-man style of CS, but anyway, already Toy new, apologies.
Oh, look at Alex. The patience on this man right now. Finds the... he's hesitant to go for the second, but he locks it in. Existence on towards Keeve, and throw everything you've just learned about Big out the window, because they are struggling against these pistols. Next, at least able to punish Existence towards the end of things, making it a fairly even 2-for-2. Long range from Maniac, and the 5-7 is a sniper from him, apparently. Just tap after tap. Big looking a little like lost land there if they just face into him.
A lifeline being given now for LDLC as they win their half by. As we go into round number 19, the pause will come out from Big. Well, it says LDLC, but it's kind of strange for them to pause here after winning such a big round. The momentum and the morale is going to be high.
Yeah, I imagine that might well be flipped. Certainly hoping for confirmation on that soon, but we'll make the assumption for now that that is the case.
So
that's actually, I think that yeah. So LDLC have actually called a tap pause.
Wow. Okay. I imagine they're either trying to work out their buy and try and see what scraps they have together. Maybe Existence is worried about losing this round, because if they force everything into this one and then lose it, you can see there's only 2 players with money on the side from LDLC. So Big, if they win this round here with the arguably better buy as well, UMP for Maniac, and obviously the 3 rifles and the AWP onto Toynu, and then obviously the 4 AK and AWP onto Keeve for Big. So arguably the better buy here for Big on their T side, with the 6-round advantage, doubling the scoreline that LDLC have managed to put up so far. If Big win this one, the money will be low for LDLC. They get to 13, they force the force by, they win that 14. This could definitely be the round and the turning point here for Big to get to the finish.
Look at Alex. Look at Alex right now. Draw your eyes towards that mini-map. Look at God B. Alex is going to clash heads with him straight away. They have to check for him, and they will. Alex completely caught just idolizing towards the tip of boost. He'll be caught off guard. Devil, at least it was a kill. Oh my god, Devil. Leaving Keeve headless in a very, very nice fashion.
Do you know what? That 5-1 bet here from Betway, you may as well put money on that one. Just because I've never seen bet odds in that favor before, 1.14 to 5. Especially as well because LDC won that force buy. If they can take this round here, break the money from Big, force out some ecos, they can definitely get to 12 to 9 or 12 to 10 and really have a chance in this one.
Alex, if Big win this round, I'm blaming you. I hope you know that. This next, already a good kill towards Fork. Smokes acting as a bit of an awkward one on them, trying to make the cross happen. Devil exchanging blows, meaning it is all on towards Lega. Has to go for the bomb. Devil not going to be peeking, but Lega doesn't seem confident to be picking up just yet, realizing he's got 30 seconds to play with. I like this from him. Very versatile as he gets up on top of these rafters. Peeking around now. Knows exactly where Devil's going to be, but he's just not close enough.
Oh, nice shot there from Maniac.
You've got to give him credit because he did know where they were, but it was tough because he just couldn't act on it.
Look at the money here from Big as well. They're going to put in the eco this round here. It should go 8 to 12. If LDLC win this the next round, sorry, the next buy round, they make it 9 to 12. They force another half buy from Big. Suddenly you're at 10 to 12, and that 5 to 1 bet is looking juicy.
Also the positive, of course, that the pause did work out. It acts as a double-edged sword potentially for Big, as they also had time to have a bit of a chit-chat themselves.
Rush towards A here from Big. I say rush, actually now going to go for the contact play. The flush and Godby probably going to flush the players out as they try and swarm the site and get the bomb down.
That's all they want, but it's a big ask. There you have got Devil just holding that cross, but the minute he lets that bomb through, the plant is guaranteed. Very unfortunate, I think, for LDLC, but they're probably not going to be really caring about it too much at this point. A bit of damage is going to be done, but the round's still, for the most part, going to be mopped up. Do lose Alex and Devil, but again, I think for LDLC at this point, they are taking it just on a round-by-round matter.
Yeah, definitely. When you're in the comeback scenario, you can't really think about the rounds because you have to stay focused on the present. If you let one slip, that could be the end, especially if your money isn't built up. But it seems like so far, LDLC managing to chain 2 rounds together and 2 fairly strong rounds at that. Actually, that's a lie. It was a 2 versus 1 of the last one. 3 players staying alive now, so finally the money can start to build for LDLC. But let's see now, Big. This is a pendulum round because if LDLC win this round, force a half by, when it goes 12 to 10 and the momentum is in the favor of the CT side and the French side, LDLC definitely potential there for them to take the map. Big, they have to get the round early here, and it's looking good already as Keeve goes down.
Toynu
Oh my god.
That's exactly where he
Pullback
is.
as well, yeah. That 5-to-1 bet. Definitely wish I put money on that now.
You're loving that right now.
that
Get Betway
is-
up on your phone, buddy. Just
That is
go.
probably the best value bet I've seen. Honestly, that is amazing.
You've been loving bets all week.
I actually, yeah, I'm not used to it. Obviously, like chugging in Betway as well. I actually really like it.
You're natural at this, aren't you?
What, betting away money?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Been going so well for you. I like this boost as well. Could go well for Alex here. Oh, Devil retaking it, mate. That's nice. It's almost a distraction play because it allows them to drop from boost as well. So even if Devil does die, Alex can just swing in from behind and mop them all up. It's so well crafted from Odyssey. You might not think it, but perhaps you can elaborate on it. But it is well done.
Yeah, usually as well, you wouldn't see the CT side go for A main control once they have control of middle. Obviously, LDLC had complete real estate and complete composure towards mid. There's no reason to push in towards A main or B because you know that the teams would be stacked
So
there.
am I right in thinking that he pushes A main though just to allow his teammate to drop from boost?
Yeah, 100%.
Just as the...
Yeah, 100%, 100%.
Because yeah, no matter what he does in A main, I mean, him killing a player is huge.
Even the flashbang's enough.
Yeah. I mean, any more he does is basically a bonus at this point. So we do, of course, have a bit of a...
It's going to be a big pause here as well, and a well-timed one at that. They have lost 3 in a row now, which means they will have 2.9k as the round loss bonus, so they can go for a half buy into this round and then a full buy into the next one. But then again, that will be round number 23 before they get another buy in. Well, let's see, into the present round number 22, it will be the quasi buy here from the sort of big. Upgraded pistols and Kevlar across the board here from the T side. CZs, P250s and whatnot. As we're going to be waiting to see where eventually they will end up into the round. Alex playing towards sandbags. Seems like whenever I watch LDLC on Cash, Alex does love to play towards sandbags. Obviously a position he feels very comfortable in. Generally speaking, usually a one-and-done position, but when you're playing versus the pistols, it could be very easy to maul those pistols down at long range. You're not really worried about being Molotoved out when you're playing versus a low buy. That probably can't afford a Molotov.
My concern right now is going to be the double up setup. That's a quad smoke from Tabson. I love this smoke because it has so much use in terms of allowing for that plant.
Yeah, and he can jump through it as well.
Yeah.
But let's see. Bomb going over boost here. See if they can swarm out Alex. And of course, his teammate towards Highway.
Yeah, not like this. This is just aim bots at this point in mid for Devil. Tap, tap, tappity tap. Just leaving Kiev and Nagia now. Both rotating over. Good flash, at least buying him a few seconds to work with. 50, of course, on the clock, but Devil is having so much fun. Finally, he'll lose his life, but a little almost late to the party. The 1v4 isn't happening. It's just about damage at this point. Was ideally looking for Alex. That would allow for a second kill on the CT side, but it doesn't fall into place. 10-12, LDLC on the comeback. And potentially playing for equalization point now in this round because Big are going to be running low on money after investing for this AWP 4 rifles.
What have Big got left in the tank here? AWP onto Kiev again. But of course, what impact has he really had so far on the T side here from Big? He's had aggression. But hasn't really merited anything just yet. But talking of aggression here, look at the play here from LDLC.
Kind of getting stuck off each other, but it's going to be 2 flashes towards A main, which is uncommon. Usually you see just the one bounced off that bottom curving in the floor.
That's a very messy play there from LDLC, but eventually they do take control of A main. They still have control of mid, which means they're going to funnel Big towards B. You can see as soon as they have control of all of the map really from LDLC, it's going to funnel Big back towards the B side, leaving just existence with the AWP here. Let's see if they walk into his scope.
Is it a good angle to find one? Unfortunately, the jump is pretty well crafted. Now falling back towards the site, being very, very careful in his approach. Molly's, of course, looking likely from Big. Really trying to shape exactly where he can play towards. So support from Alex is going to be there. Starts to let rip from heaven. Finds 2 kills. Looking for more. Alex with the triple leg here. At least able to secure Maniac, but perhaps already a little too late. Just a 2 versus 4 now. 45 seconds. The re-smoke in towards CT. But will it be enough? The vent drop does exist, but existence on the site so problematic with its AWP as LDLC on the comeback, and it's looking so spicy. It all comes down to one man. Got B trying to see if he can find himself an opportunity. But he's not seeing it. No chance in hell. So damn close. Existence making up for the loss of Alex with the simple kill. 11-12.
What's sorry in French?
You're asking the wrong person.
Anyone in production, what's sorry in French? I've forgotten. But I imagine that's what's going through the What's sorry in French, Rob? Let's see if... Pardon? 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 Pardon, mon ami, Alex. Probably went through communication there, but anyway, let's see what's going to happen now as Big seems to be making their way through a main. 4 AKs for them as they go for a... Ooh, wow, they've bought on low money here.
Utility.
Yeah, exactly. This has to go... This round has to go right early on, because if this becomes a 5 versus 4 and in the retake they have no utility, it could definitely go south.
That is exactly what I want to be hearing from your voice right now, all about the idea of this retake. LDLC trying to shape it to that as well. GodB wanting to get aggressive for that pick, but the kills already to begin to sway back in for LDLC as the cross is being held. Alex again, another double kill as he crafts the play. Maniac on towards Legia. Leaving just Kiev and Nex. No utility makes things so damn hard. Securing a bomb plant, but that'll be it.
Oh, the birthday boy is in form. Alex, playing Counter-Strike on your birthday is one thing, but obviously going to work on your birthday is one thing. But when going to work is playing Counter-Strike on Pro League on 26 kills, just gotta say fair enough. Getting a 2-0 versus Big would definitely be a very good birthday present here for himself.
I mean, a trip to Odense feels pretty good right now. Yeah. I'd like to know that's coming.
Then again, how is LDLC going to shape up online versus the likes of Astralis and I was going to say Na'Vi, but in recent form for them, you can't really be pinning them up there with online play.
Dropping them out to Spirit, I mean, kind of awkward.
Not really, because...
I feel like it's awkward, come on.
Okay, 16-3, yes, but losing that map, not really, because you're playing versus StarX, your former IGL, so StarX is probably going to know a lot of the stuff you're going to be pulling out.
Yeah, I see that, but I mean, come on. There's only so many excuses you come out with before you just say, these players should just be better.
On paper, definitely. 12-12 now, initially. Big had a 12-5 advantage, winning both pistols. But LDLC have been too hot to handle in these gun rounds. As we're going to round number 25 here, let's see what Big are going to bring to the party. It's going to be another buy, of course. Bomb, not going down, but it doesn't make a difference here for the side of Big, as they will be buying anyway. AKs and a Galil onto GodB, so you can buy more utilities. They're still going towards the A site, it seems.
Very persistent towards A main. It's not really worked out for them. Alex setting up for the Shroud play. Devil going to be sent on up. Waiting to see if anyone does come his way. Is there a reason why teams continue to use that boost over the door play? I guess it's just not to make the door sound. Of course, you do have the
what do you mean the door play?
There's a new way you can get up the Shroud using the door. You have to open and shut it very, very quickly.
Oh, you're so exposed though, yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, LDLC haven't pulled this one out yet, and when the pressure's high, is Big going to check it? I said yesterday, there's almost like a mental checklist you do when you play. It's what haven't we shown yet, what haven't we done yet, and what can we pull out to catch our opposition off guard. Boost towards Shroud, boost towards a single box, double play towards quad, baits it up towards MBK potentially, but here it comes.
Oh, Alex.
Catching Legia off guard there with his grenade.
Works so well, because then he can strain towards A main B. The problem that he continues to be this T side and facing towards Shroud, giving Alex so many opportunities. Lines up for the triple, the quadra will be denied. Kiev and Tabson both looking to exit out on towards A. Existence picking off Kiev though.
Yeah. Tabson down the 1 versus 3. 30 seconds left here. Has the Molotov, but that's it. Existence going to line him up in his crosshair and take him down. The birthday boy, Alexander.
That's a great game.
Oh, yeah. Must be on, what, 30 kills right now? 29 to 18. It's the CT side as well. Obviously had 15, 20 kills in the first half, but the CT side has really come alive here. Being the player that needed to step up for LDLC. They're looking lifeless there when they were 12-5 down, but it seems like... Wait, how many rounds is that now? 8? I believe it's 8 in a row. Can we see the scoreboard, please, real quick, Matt? Yeah, 8 rounds on the try for LDLC. It seems like Big have no momentum, no fire burning underneath them, as LDLCs are poised here to go 2-0.
A deep B main smoke, a flash soon to follow. Basically the plan being embed Maniac in towards that back room. Then allows the AWP to rotate if they want to. Kiev debating, pushing through the smoke to see if he could get aggressive, but doubles back, having a second thought. For LDLC right now, they're going to be feeling so confident. It started with just these rifles they built into the double-lot setup. At that point, they'd only fortified their CT side. I mean, Devil has to be given props for his ability to not necessarily be an anchor, but find the consistent kills. He's already there finding 1 or 2 nearly every round, from whether it's the highway cross or in A main.
Yeah. The player, though, to really watch, obviously, is Alex run out for the CT side. And from Big, we haven't really been seeing a big play from anyone. Losing 8 rounds in a row, we need to see someone step up it for Big at the latter portions here of the second half.
Look at the position of Maniac. So much information picked up, of course. Alex, the player that's flashy. Well, you have to love the support players too. Maniac doing wonders from that lurking spot. Keeve, again the last man standing, but you'd be lying to yourself if you had any faith at all. 14 to 12. LDLC, 2 rounds, all they need to bring this back in such an impressive way. What does this do for team morale, a victory like this?
If they go 2-0 here, and obviously shoots them up the podium in terms of where they're going to finish as of today on the leaderboard, they'll be within the top 6 range, having 5 wins on the board, and a good round loss difference as well. So I believe they had 3 in the last one, which will put them to 11. Plus, if they close this game out here 16 to 12 again, that'll put them to 14, I believe. So actually, they've been doing very, very well so far.
Ooh. I like this. This is creative. Jump crossover leads to a kill. Existence looking lifeless. The Maniac tucked into the boxes. Not the molly you want.
Yeah, failed molly there. At least the HG does do damage. A re-molly will come out as well. Oh, don't let it slip now, LDLC. You're so close to the finish line. Now the 5 versus 3. Make it a 5 versus 2. Is this Devil and Toino last alive?
Is this where they crumble? The minute we ask what happens if they do when they begin to fall to pieces. Devil being taken down by God B. It's all on Toinu. And that's an AWP that may well be pushed into that 13th round of the second half. As I don't really think a 1v5 is on the table today. It's going to look for it anyway. Bakiv has his number written all over the barrel of that AWP. Big, up to 13, but look at the money on LDLC. That's something they don't have to worry about. 16,000 on existence, 14,400 on Toinu. A saving grace, considering they do drop that round.
Thankfully for Big, though, it was a clean round, because if LDLC were to win this round here, there's a chance potentially, oh no, surely not. And again? Right, okay. So far, so good. As I was saying, having a clean round here means if LDLC get to match point at 15-13, Big could still have a good bye going into round number 29 and round number 30, which is crucial if they wanted to force OT. Obviously, when you have a 12-5 lead, going to overtime is definitely something you weren't expecting.
An A set piece coming out from Big now. You could see that by the smokes that was being lined up by the likes of Tabson and Nex. So many players dedicated towards door, though, means that Toinu, if he walks up further deep towards red right now and a cross smoke doesn't come in, he could do a lot of damage.
I think the cross smoke is going to come from Tabson, though, or a smoke towards quad, one of the two, and maybe the players from door jump through the quad smoke towards default, try to swarm the orb. But right now, Toinu is about to be tested.
Smoke coming in. Nagia checking quad. Whole site basically completely clear at this point. It is just Toinu towards the back of red. Not quite the nuisance we expected in terms of the initial steps of the round, but the minute they start the plant, that's where things get a little bit tougher. 2 plays stacked on quad as well. Not exactly ideal, but Alex trying to wrap in towards A main will lose his life. Toinu still there. I mean, that's just it's not what you want to see. Got B on existence, a second on Devil. Alex, I don't want to say it, but not like this.
Yeah, Toinu there towards default. Gave up so much control towards the map, towards door. Didn't go for a peek towards site. He was so paranoid about a player coming A main and peeking and killing him, which instead meant they actually got no kills towards the default site, and then suddenly Alex on the flank couldn't have an impact.
Kill after kill, boiling to the arms of Maniac. Catching the plan of Big as they drop through vent. Hungry for more, but Keeve finally will dismiss him. 14-14. LDLC having money, just like you say. But it's getting close. Big, the last 2 rounds, playing to their side. They're going to look to use this momentum to push it over the edge.
So, round number 29 now. 14-14. What's the play here from Big? After having a 7-round advantage on the T side, they've only managed to get 2 rounds here. After LDLC won 9 in a row. The same goes for LDLC. Why is it suddenly before they're so close to going over the finish line and making a 2-0, they start to let rounds slip away and crumble? Maybe the players getting a bit more scared now as the realization of winning's actually becoming to the foreground. Anyway, though, 1 minute 20 on the clock here. Bomb still outside mid-main. Big seemed to have a lot of success. Big seemed to have a lot of success, when they stacked up together and they played the concept plays as a 4 or 5 man Wolfpack. Instead, now they're going for the default. Will LDLC pick them apart one by one like we saw in the regulation?
It's ballsy plays from LDLC as well, etching themselves out now. Things get so heated. Individuals looking to really prove they are what they say they are. Star players. Devil. His aggression towards A main leading to some early information, but nothing more than just information. No kill. Yet to be clawed back by this French lineup. Alex in towards Connector, waiting to see if maybe an opportunity arises on towards Nexu. Could well just go vent. Be all pain towards B. Bear in mind, LDLC have no information bar that early main play. Devil going for it again now, wanting more. Hungry for some sort of call. But all it does is make it easy for Tabson just to pop open door and take him down. Toinu certainly looking to at least find the trade, but under pressure from Highway, A main and door all respectively. Nade after nade, flash after flash. Alex, the headshot towards next, pushing through the smoke. Alex with the triple. But how much more can he do? Wrapping from Highway. Alex with the quad kill. LDLC up to 15, securing overtime at a bare minimum.
The birthday boy himself, Alex, going huge.
35 kills.
Yeah, 35 to 20 as well. Let's see if he can ace this one and get to 40. Anyway, then, 15 to 14 now. As it is, still one round away from big, and they will have a good buy going into this one after they won 2 rounds of the trot. So, 4 AKs, up onto Kiev. Again, they're going for the default play, and it seemed like big was so powerful, fierce when they were grouped up together. And now as they spread thinly across the map, they just get picked off one by one, or a player like Alex comes to fruition and just mauls them all down. Anyway, got down towards Boost, might be able to catch Alex off guard, but Alex, a star player, going to go for the repeat here. He's not phased, he's not scared to go for the duels here. He's definitely, quote-unquote, feeling it.
Everything is there, the flashes have been thrown. Now the peak comes in, Alex has been slain, the king has fallen. Legia walking out towards site, tagging down Devil. 3 left, make that 2, Tabson on towards Toinu. A flash from Existence to try and save it. Swings out Highway. First kill connected. But Copy has his name written all over that AK. As Magniac now has to pull off an incredible clutch. Does fine the first part, but so much to do. It won't happen. 15-15 will be the scoreline. And overtime will come through.
So, if I'm LDLC right now, I'm very happy. Even though they had match point 15 to 14, they lost the round. Yes, you might be frustrated like that. When you were 12 to 5 down, if you were told, okay, this is going to go retreat, you'd be very happy with that scenario. The reason being is LDLC, they definitely weren't expecting to be able to come back as strong as they did, winning 9 rounds in a row.
They just have to mentally reset now, however. They have to not look to the past. Instead, look to the future and go right.
I think that's the call for big. I think that LDLC definitely look in the past, because in the past is 9 rounds in a row.
Well, they want to look to what works, but what I mean is, you know, my whole point there is not to look at the fact that they weren't able to close it out. They don't want that hanging around in their head.
Yeah, they had that on Nuke as well versus Envious.
Exactly. So if they
4
can
match points. Yeah, they had like 2 initially in regulation, and then they had like, what was it, 18 to 17? They lost that. They lost like 21 to 20. They lost that as well.
They made the game drag on, but this is it, right? So if they can move past that, the game is an OT, and that they could have easily won that out. Sure. Then you look back to those 8 rounds and you go, okay, how did we pick them up? How can we then apply that to OT? That's the smart way to approach it. Of course, a few minutes for them to really think things through. Big. The same for them, but I guess, as you said, arguably much more important and much more of a simple point to make.
So, Big managed to pull through the final round where they needed it. They went for the slow default and actually managed to win the 1 versus 1 duels. Because of that, they were met with overtime from LDLC. Both teams obviously taking a pause right now, a little breather, trying to discuss what they want to be doing into OT. From Existence and the LDLC French boys, they played very heavy towards A main. Devil and Co, very strong player towards A main, constantly forcing the T side back. Let's see if they can keep that up in overtime.
Big in mid. Very confident in playing towards boost.
Yeah, I mean as well, Alex playing towards sandbags. You saw at the end there on the final round, being Molotov'd out. This is one of the issues I meant when you play the sandbag position so often, is that as soon as the opposition have enough money to afford the grenades, the Molotovs and the flashes that are needed to really flush out the CT side, sandbags is one of the positions that gets modded out fairly early.
Here we go. 15-15 overtime, about to kick off. A game that is quite simply legendary, that has a real impact on the standings of Pro League. This is what games come down to. This is what defines seasons. Let's see who comes out on top.
Already, though, into the first round of overtime. It's going to be the 4 AK setup and op onto Keith again. Toinu gets aggressive towards Nora. I like this play. The problem is Keith has the op here, holding the angle.
Toinu, though, he's playing for the peak. That's slow and crafty. That's a kill already connected, shutting the door as well on his exit. Making life just that little bit harder for Legia, who will pick up the AWP, but even then, now looking to evaluate his options back towards mid as the whole team basically getting up on top of boost.
Confidence here, already been shown by the French side already in the first round. Bomb. Outside mid main once again. Big have no control towards B main or towards A main, and that could actually come back to bite them as you see Devil playing aggressive towards A main once again.
Alex falling back, exactly what he needs to do. Playing crossfire with Devil at this point. A nice smoke from Godby, at least making that a little harder. Flash towards Car, could have came through. Oh, that is an angle I've ever seen one before. Ooh, backing off though, we nearly had an easy kill, but doesn't come through. Instead will be flashed. Just a 1-for-1, but still valuable for the French side. Peak comes in from Tapson, but the AWP of Toinu. Hungry for more, peak after peak, burning in the molly. Tapson capitalizing on that. As the bomb plant should be secured. Both players now on the CT side rotating from Car next. Maybe we'll have that angle on lock. Resistance walking up from CT wall. Both playing together. A lot of utility in play for LDLC. But they're not using it. No flashes, just get on the peaks, taking it nice and dry. Next able to make that work. It's all on timing, you gotta go fast. Next with the double. But no matter what, they were dead to rights from behind as Tabson was there right from Car.
16-15, even though Toinu wins the draw towards Door onto Keith, who's holding the angle of the AWP, who definitely has the advantage there. With the man advantage, LDLC still can't bring it through, and Big win a must-needed round on the T side. If you remember regulation, they had a very solid 10-5 half on the CT side, and it was the T side that let them down. So if they can get 2 rounds on the T side of overtime, that means they're definitely going to be favoured going into second half.
You talked about the lack of really anything towards B from LDLC in that last round. Well, that should make up for it, right? 3 players being sent very early and aggressive, but they get nothing, so they fall back towards Vent. Oh no, God B, this could be the read of a lifetime.
He hears it as well. The question is, do they molly it out?
Toinu in existence. Both picks plentiful for LDLC as there's nothing that Big can do to trade just yet. Devil a top red, I like this position. It's aggressive, but not really much you can do from Big. Even if they take him down, the trade is so easy. Then for pretty much anywhere else on the site itself. Toinu just gonna peek with his AWP at this point, holding for it as Legia just walk right into his scope. Just 2 players now for Big.
Yep, 2 versus 5 now. 40 seconds left on the clock of the bomb going through vents. So they can actually have a 2 versus 2 towards the B site if they make haste. But instead they make noise towards vent. The boost will come out so we can peek towards quad.
Not a big fan, Kiev. Waiting for Toinu. Makes it a little tough, Devil. This should be the play that makes it happen. The flash is good. Kill still connects. Kiev trying to make it work. Kiev with the P250.
This is winnable, 100%. It's the Molotov right now. He can molly off towards Car. Or he can go for the peak as well, trying to see if he can isolate into the 1 versus 1 between Existence and Maniac. But the bomb is being planted. Now how is he going to try and work his magic around the default site?
PK may just peek out right now. He does. Maniac losing his life. Now looking for the flyaway. Kiev, the ace clutch. Big 17-15.
That's game winning there. 70-15 now, Big. Lackluster on the T side in regulation, but finally off the back of the crazy play from Kiev, able to find 17 in LDLC that might be shattered from the confidence being displayed by the German side.
The double up setup coming out again though from LDLC. That is what started winning them rounds on their CT side. Perhaps one piece of the puzzle that brings OT back for them.
Oh, I love this boost here. The run boost even. Jump on top of the toxic barrels. And it seems like LDLC aren't going to be facing into it though. The smoke comes out towards B main. And actually there's 2 smokes used already towards B from the CT side.
Realistically, all that says is things are looking good for Big right now. Of course, a lot more to LDLC in their comeback, but the double up setup was very prominent towards the latter stages. You hope to see some picks here, but when nothing gets done, those all start to not drop in value, but become more problematic in some of those situations.
Bomb towards B connector. As it seems like Big is still trying to feel out their opposition and play slow. 1 minute left on the clock here. As Big might start to take the 1 versus 1 duels right now. They have a 2-round advantage on the T side, which means if they want to walk out towards door, towards A main, towards B, and have the 1 versus 1s, they have rounds to play with.
You have got the boost from Alex. Not quite wanting to climb over the lip just yet. Waiting. Should really be able to hear for Gobby. Smoke going to be thrown. Gobby spotting him. Oh no, not like this. Alex spotted out by Gobby. Leads to a kill for Big and an advantage that'll prompt them just to waltz out on towards A any second now. Looking for an MBK-based opportunity. Waiting for the smoke. Devil holding forklift, but hit as it's spotted. It's the IGL from Big to lead the charge. Setting an example as Toinu tries to save it. A double kill. Some very quick flicks. Next. Good position, right place, right time. Good cross to the site as well. Try and secure the plant. Kiev. High away, exactly where he needs to be. Taken down Maniac. Leaving just existence. So much to do.
1 versus 2 here from Big Kev himself. No utility, no kill as well in the scenario, but he's going to pick one up from forklift. Actually, no, he runs past it. Goes back for it, though. And now Tabson and Kiev, they've heard him. They know exactly where he is. The bomb is planted, though, not for A main. So if he actually sticks on this, there's a chance here.
Just off to take a few duels. Knows now player is in A main, but the volley is going to be good. The kill comes through, but he can't stick that. Time is the factor in the round.
He's got it.
I'm just going to wait.
Incredible. He actually takes a second of damage from the Molotov, and that 1 second was the difference between winning the round and losing it.
Some would argue that that 1 second, that 1 split-second decision, that's what makes a difference sometimes between a professional player and an amateur.
Yeah, 100%. Definitely. It could also mean the difference between winning and losing this game. For LDLC right now, they need to win all three rounds on their T side of Cash, as obviously the first team to 19 rounds will win in first OT. If both teams go to 18, then we will be seeing second OT. And LDLC, they're no strangers to overtime.
So experienced in it, especially within the way the games have gone for the past month, and August as well. Another exciting month. Has been a very heated few months in general for a lot of teams within online Counter-Strike. So much to play and so many qualifiers. We're looking at Denver, Epicenter. So much to do. So many opportunities for teams to test themselves, learn new things, experiment. We'll also be crushed.
Yeah, essentially, yeah.
I mean, that's been the past few months in a nutshell.
Yeah.
We've seen some exciting losses from teams that would never, ever be expected to beat teams, but it is what it is. We can get into that another time.
17 to 16, Big. They need 2 rounds here to finally close out Cash. The map which they were in the running to win basically the whole time, winning both pistols in regulation and actually in OT. The massive 1 versus 4 there from Kiev should be enough to get them the 1-1 tonight.
An early nading towards A main. Toinu going to be holding for the pick. Tabson giving him absolutely nothing to work with. Devil. If he opens up door, that could lead to a kill, but it stretches both ways. Legia holding for a mid-play. Hearing a lot of steps, bear in mind. Existence, caught with a molly in hand, but somehow still standing. Eventually will lose his life, so an advantage being employed for Big, but Toinu peeking out with the AWP begins to work it back into play.
Yeah, and that 4 versus 4 as well definitely favours the T side here moving forward. Smoke comes out towards connected with the support smoke here. Gobby might be able to utilise that to his favour.
He's just going to shoulder peek it. He'll look for the information. When the flashes come through, he knows exactly now where they're playing towards. That's a lot for him to use in terms of just adjusting. Oh, his team responded around. So much time here, bear in mind, for LDLC. 45 seconds. It's a lot more than you think, but they have to tackle Kiev, who hold this corner very problematic.
God.
Has to be quick. Back of sight now, looking towards Checkers. Knows where Alex is playing, knows where Toinu is playing. Misses the follow-up shot. Alex under heaven. Another going to be missed. A crumbling AWP. Alex still trying to cross. 25 seconds now. Time becoming a lot more important. Next, holding to the left-hand side of the smoke. Tries to slip out the headshot, but that won't make happen. Not going to work out just yet. Taps and nade, buying time for Toinu.
Devil, though, look at this. Coming from behind, but will it be too late?
The drop in. Tabson already killing one with the frag. Lines up a second with a rifle. It starts to get better and better. Devil is coming in, but knife out, playing time. Not quick enough.
18 to 16 now, Big. Do win the retake towards the B-bomb side. Devil, the rotation, the flank comes in just 10, not even 10, 5 seconds too late there. The players had already left heaven. They're on the bomb side by the time they did get in towards CT. If he was there 5 seconds earlier to shoot them in the back when they were CT, then that definitely would have been a very worthy flank. Alex right now sitting on 37 kills, so only actually able to find 2 kills in overtime.
The entirety of LDLC now bunched up towards that B site. He, with his AWP posted through the gaps in the smoke, spots out Alec. That's already one. Flash going to come through, potentially buying time for a second. Existence, you're blind, buddy. You're completely blind. Key, peak after peak. Burning in the fire and the flames. Existence now holding towards Vent. A frag grenade thrown at his feet, but look at Legia. Is he hearing any steps?
Well, they can boost Vent here as well. If LDLC boost towards Vent, which they have done, this is moment to see and spot Legia, but actually he has.
Oh no. Oh no, not like this. Existence running out of ammo at the worst possible time.
But the site is clear. The bomb's going to go down here from LDLC. Now the retake shall begin for the side of Big. Mount advantage, but Nex is low, but he has the Molotov. Can he use the molly towards quad or forklift before he does die?
How does Maniac's position play into the round as well? There's a question to be asked. What impact can he have towards mid, potentially catching off those rotate players? Has to be careful, doesn't want to be out of the round for too long. Meanwhile, of course, Toinu just looking to hold with his AWP. Going to be mollied out, trying to get value for money at this point from his position as he burns in the flames.
It's not planted for him. It's not planted for him. They just have to stick him. They've won the round. He's came off it. Knife out. That should be it. Actually, no. Leg is miffed. Does he have time? They know he does, and it's going to go to 17 here from LDLC. Somehow, some way, Lega gets off the bomb. Trying to bait out Maniac to go for the peak, but actually whiffs it. And there you have it now. 1 round separates these 2 teams, as we could definitely be seeing double OT.
Very, very possible.
This should be, though, I mean, that should be, it should be 18 to 17 now for LDLC. It's just that massive 1 versus 4 from Kyiv, game-changing.
Inspirational stuff. Smoke coming in towards mid. Just a handed opener for Big, really, here. Nothing out of the box just yet. LDLC putting every single player back in towards B main. This could be them just taking the fight very, very swiftly through those smokes, taking Checkers control, establishing. Of course, everything being clear, close towards Carbox. Kyiv, an AWP in a very, very odd position, but the scope hasn't been heard. Gets the shot off now, looking for more. The second lands. Kyiv, so hungry in the round, finally will be punished, but you've got the rifle of Legia from behind the molly, being dropped on the bomb. Maniac trying to go further forward for it, trying to see if he can pick off the kill. Knows where he is, should be able to peek out and take him down. Putting it all on towards Tabson. Has the kit, has the molly, has the flash, has the frag grenade, the full toolkit.
Tabson now the 1 versus 2. Does he know that? Oh, the timing there. There you have it. Second overtime now. 18 to 18, and LDLC, they just love keeping us in.
They really enjoy it. They really do. Their record, 25 to 22. That was, bear in mind, Maus versus G2, tied up for the longest game, at least in European Pro League.
Is that season 6?
In this season, yeah.
Okay.
The longest OT in European Pro League is 25 to 22. That was Maus, G2, and of course, LDLC MB. Don't know about North America, but
Who cares, really?
Wow.
I'm joking, of course. Yeah, I mean, 18-18. LDLC this time managing to bring it back from defeat. Big having too much points, but still can close it out.
It's got to be said, there have been some big clutches. Some very, very big clutches. You keep describing it as a 1v4, but
was it 1v4?
It was 5 kills.
It was an ace, yeah, but it's really good to remember as the 1v4. Let me actually just double check. It was a 1v4. I'm checking Reddit right now, and it does say 1v4. So
thanks, Reddit.
Crazy Kyiv 1 versus 4. There you go. So it was the 1v4, yeah. Then again, if that didn't happen, could this be 19-17 in favor of LDLC and we all go home?
Exactly. I mean, I think it's fairly obvious to say those 1v4s and those big clutch plays that are game-changing. They really are, but looking at not the obvious points, looking at the ones that are much more subtle to the eye, what really springs to mind? I mean, for me, again, boost was often overused. Also, B main. Towards that second half, B main was a staple of everything LDLC were doing.
Yeah, I mean, the problem was that Kyiv has been playing very well towards checkers so far on this map. The side of LDLC on their CT side, Devil's been the linchpin towards their main, constantly getting so much information for LDLC to work off of their rotations. So, second overtime now, let's see if it's going to end here. Again, very similar setups in terms of the buys, single up setups across the board on both teams, AWP onto Toinu and of course the AWP onto Kyiv. But this time, Kyiv's going towards B here, Ryan. He's going towards A main.
I like that because it means that LDLC are going to be kept on their toes. He's getting up on top of the back boxes on bricks, and I say kept on their toes for a reason, as Toinu has no idea to expect that. Meanwhile, Legia over in mid fortifies a kill. He holds down mid, gets himself one, but Existence does secure the trade, pops out to the left-hand side, whips out a molly, setting Vent ablaze. Devil opening door, catching Kyiv by surprise. Keeping us in a tight-knit 3-for-3. Maniac working B, a headshot on towards God B, leaving the site completely open. But look at the bomb.
Yeah, thankfully though for LDLC there's a minute to play with, and they still have the man advantage here, so they can still just wait. And actually the patience might pay off for them because Existence is towards white box and should get the free kill here, which he does next. Unexpecting the position there of Existence towards highway. And now the 3 versus 1 Tabson. Trying to see if he can isolate the players, but Existence goes big once again. A big 3k there into the first round of the second OT as LDLC finally get to a good start.
Definitely the best way to start the show would be getting that first round, but can they hold on to it? Goes big, just the 1 AWP in play. Naturally, wielded by Kyiv. Alex on 39 kills now.
Yeah. That's the thing. So far for Alex, he's had a really stellar performance, but it's been mostly on the CT side. Hopefully for him, he can carry that forward into second overtime.
The entirety of LDLC right now just...
Yeah. They're lining up smokes right towards highway. 2 smokes towards highway. Let's see if it pays off.
Oh, those smokes, they're not even out. Devil, meanwhile, he's well and truly out. He's on the site. The smokes begin to bloom. It was a quick 1-for-1 affair. Maniac starting to up the ante as he does make it a quick 2-for-1. Factoring in next into the round as Legia on the long rotate through door at this point. Teammate posted towards white box. Devil at least could be a kill for him to find, but will that prompt his team to actually move up and take the retake seriously? Swinging backwards and forwards. So much to do. Alex rotating in from car. Looks like Gobby may have read him. Molly being thrown. The bomb being baited. They're just going to stick it. Tapping away will be Toinu. Legia burning in the flames. Oh, the torp shot through the smoke. We've seen Toinu crumble in those rounds in the past twice in this game alone. But in OT, when it matters, he'll find the kill.
So, no massive rounds here from Kyiv. No big 1 versus 4 clutches. Leaves big in the 2-round deficit here. 2-round deficit here on the second overtime. 20-18 right now as LDLC take the lead. And if they actually find this final round here, and it goes 21-18, they have 3 match points to work with on their CT side.
Push towards mid. Aggressive. So aggressive and so rewarding. Devil, please. 2 quick frags. Well, headshot so dismissive on towards Tavson. What can you do?
A site as well is going to be clear now. Next goes for the flash peek towards, but I guess 1. But it's dinked, not even dinked up, sorry, onto low HP onto 9. In the 4 versus 3 here, it's looking like the LDLC closes one out here, winning all 3 rounds of their T side.
Everything has gone their way. Big have just gone quiet. Full on shot eye. The positions they're in are so withdrawn, so far back.
Yeah, Kyiv as well with an AWP towards mid main. Not the weapon you want in that scenario.
Next being so low means an easy and simple boost from Devil leads to just another frag for him in the round. Tallying them up for 3 at this point as Gobby finally will slay the dragon. Burning Toinu in the flames as well, but Alex will finish it all off. 21-18. LDLC want to end this show right now.
They do indeed. 3 chances as well to do that. Obviously, if it goes 21-21, we'll be seeing triple overtime.
Have lost this before, though.
Oh, yeah. They've
to bring
lost
it up again,
before.
but
It seems like LDLC are always so bad when they have the match points at closing out the games, but then
come on.
they didn't manage to take it back when they were the ones looking at defeat when it was 18-17. But let's see now, with 3 chances on their CT side, they definitely should be able to pull this one through, especially when it was their CT side that really bought them overtime when they were in that 12-5 deficit.
I mean, yeah, if you look at the first part of OT, where they were struggling was their T side, and that's why they were opting to go so heavy in towards B main and go for these always kind of all-in like executes, because they were not picking up the rounds. The second half, second OT, sorry, they've much more improved. That T side looks more refined. They were picking up those executes. Everything was going their way. It was aggression and a quiet CT side from Big that allowed that to happen. So now when you put them back on their CT side as well from LDLC's point of view, this should be their game. It should be fairly easy. Everything points at it. All the signs from OT, from normal time. Everything. But history is history. Let's see whether that'll have any effect at all.
Going into the first buy round here on the CT side, we'll be seeing more A main control or A main presence here from LDLC. 41 kills here from Alex. Let's see if he can make that 50 and have a very, very strong dominant half here as we go into the second half of the second OT. Again, very similar buys across the board here from both teams. Single up setups onto Big, and of course LDLC. Kiev going for the run boost here towards the Toxic Barrels, holding for a peak towards B, but no one's really giving him the advantage just yet.
LDLC notably completely dropping the double up setup now from play. Insistence. Flash after flash going to be dropping in towards B. Toinu, very aggressive work through door. Creeping on up, really looking to extend that out and get that information. And it could work out so wonderful. Scotby gonna lose his life. Toinu now falling back, knowing he's got the pick. LDLC need just that one round, bear in mind. So getting first blood is so perfect.
It is indeed. Smoke comes out towards Connector though, and now they can potentially go for the A main split through Highway and of course A main. But then again, if you're Big, you had a lot more success towards the B portion of the map here.
The read is perfect. Look at the aggression from Toinu. The minute those smokes came out, he got in towards A main nice and deep. LDLC should know it's a B play. Tabson dropping down. Flash looking like it's going to be coming through to buy time for the peak. Frag grenade backside as well. Big, everything is there for you to take the jewels. And they go your way too. But aggression towards Heaven, but next, cutting it down. 2 headshots, make that 3. Legia supporting him as he steals away the frag.
That one out towards Heaven. Will be taken down by Kiev's AWP, leaving Toinu last alive here with the AK. Now that it's MR3, 16k, you can't really play for exit kills and try dent or whittle down your opposition's economy. There's no real reason to save her as well.
No chance either. Kiev will finish him off. Big bringing it closer and closer. 21-19 now. 2 more rounds needed. Still, the singular RUP setup from LDLC. Still trying to push this over the line.
Oh, he's going to go for the wallbang again. Let's see if it actually finally gets some success here. No. No, it doesn't. Anyway, 21-19 now. Big 2 away from forcing triple OT. A main control once again from the side of LDLC as they really do like take control of this portion of the map. And with good reason to as well. If you have complete control of A main, it really does funnel Big towards one sector of the map. Question is though, which sector is it, A or B?
Legia going to be put under pressure. They move right into him. Oh, yet to fall, finds one. Looking for a second, his whole team being aware of these pushes. LDLC looking almost blind, quite literally in some cases. A 3-man advantage. LDLC looking rusty on their CT side suddenly.
How are they so poor when they have the match points here? This is ridiculous. They had 3 chances to close this one out, and now it's going to go down to 1 unless Existence can win a 1 versus 5.
I've seen some sick clutches, but that's not happening.
Yeah. 21-20 now, Existence and LDLC on their CT side have 1 more buy unless this goes to triple overtime.
Come on, just get it done. Every time, LDLC, every time. It's so frustrating to watch.
It really is. They're so bad. I don't want to harp on this team, but obviously, massive congratulations for them to bring it back from 12-5, but when we cast them as well versus Envious Academy, they had so many match points to work with, and just can't close it. It seems like when they have 21 to 20, oh sorry, 21 to 18. They had 3 match points. They were playing so aggressive, trying to force the issue instead of playing their own game. Go back to what was working. Play a default setup. Play nice and slow, which they're doing now, and hopefully this will merit them the 22nd round here, and that's that 2-0 win. I'm
a simple man. Very, very simple.
Yeah, I know.
If you bring things back and then lose an OT, you still lost the game. That's all it means. They need to win this for that comeback to have any merit at all. Tabson looking like he'll go over boost with his teammate.
Eventually he will do, yeah. Alex, though, this time is pushed in through middle. Let's see if he's going to get some success here.
Oh, could he be the playmaker? Could he be the factor that allows LDLC? Keeve spotting him out. Completely denies any sort of opportunity. That already sets LDLC off on a bad foot. Godby flash as well towards Highway. Looking like a kill towards Devil is easy for them to find. Existence.
What is this?
This is just sloppy. Toinu, it's all on him. He'll burn in the flames practically, and if he's not, he'll die to a rifle anyway. We're going to more and more OT. 21 to 21.
I mean, I said this was LDLC's game to lose. 21 to 18, 3 chances to close it out in second OT, but they just can't do it. Each player tries to go for these crazy 1 versus X plays. Alex pushing towards middle, trying to go through the mid smoke. You had Existence jumping through connector smoke, trying to go huge. Why are they trying to go huge and win the rounds? Play default, play what was working in regulation time when you won 10 rounds in a row.
I always think last-ditch attempt. That's what comes to mind.
But why? They have so many. It's just mental, isn't it? Usually when you're in a deficit and say you're big, right, and you're in the 21 to 19 deficit, right? 2 rounds is what you need. They're the times where you take risks, trying to bring yourself back into the game, not when you have the advantage like that.
Absolute madness. It really is. Of course, a period once again for both teams to talk things out. Look to think about everything, of course. Let's take a look at the standings and see how this match could potentially shape out the rankings. Snarls, we talked about this pretty in depth at the start, but it was Fnatic 11 to 3.
Oh, they lost today. They played versus Godsend, right?
Yeah.
So they lost 2-0 to not Godsend. Was it really Godsend? Wow.
It's the all Swedish affair, I believe.
Yeah, the Swedish derby. Wow, Godsend have been doing well. I'm going to check out your TV actually real quick just to double check that, because that's surprising. Especially when you consider how dominant.
Was that or NIP? It was definitely 16.
Oh yeah, it might have been. No, it was FaZe and IP, correct?
Yeah, FaZe NIP and then Fnatic Godsend, and the scoreline for Fnatic Godsend was 16-12 and 16-11 respectively.
Yeah, just going to check now actually. So, yeah.
Production whispering in my ear, on the ball as always.
What do they say to you, mate?
The map scores.
Oh, okay, there you go. So yeah, obviously Fnatic's still #1, even though they did lose 2-0 to Godsend. And the teams playing right now, big, 5-5, and of course LDLC 5-3 right now. If you're LDLC and you win this map here and you go 6-3 with the 12-round difference, you're actually going to go ahead of Godsend and Ninjas and Pajamas, so you would instantly go to 4th if they win this one.
What games have they got left to play at Pro League? That's the next question for me.
Yeah.
What are their fixtures?
I mean, overall you play 20. Overall you'd play 26 games.
Yeah.
13 times 2, obviously, 13 teams, round robin. So we're pretty much halfway through the season.
It's getting tight. Very, very tight, isn't it? You just, again, you look at how close things are, how much one game could shake it up. Of course, going back to the game at hand, that's tight as well, but I mean, what was interesting for me was they did drop the double orb. Now, maybe you can add to the reasoning behind that. We saw them use it practically the entirety of that first and second OT, I believe, but in third it was non-existent.
From which team? LDLC on the CT side? Yeah, the problem was, though, Existence was the player that was bringing out the second AWP, and you saw in the last round where he jumped through the connector smoke. He wasn't AWPing.
Yeah. So just a playstyle change then.
So the longest game in Pro League so far was 25-22, which we casted. How many rounds is that? What's that?
I really wish I could check the North American side as well, just to see if that is total, because that's the one thing we don't.
Yeah, but we'll just say European so far. At this point, screw it. Let's just go for the longest game of Pro League.
Is that what you want now?
Yeah, I'm past the point of caring. Let's go.
Keep us here all night. I'm ready.
I mean, I'm not taking the train home tonight, am I? I've got nothing else better to do. Apart from sit in a hotel room and look at the ceiling.
You love it. It's been a great day. What are you on about?
Yeah.
Netflix, the new best friend.
I don't even have that, mate.
Oh, that's a struggle.
I know.
I feel for you, man.
Yeah.
What have you been doing? Don't answer that, actually.
I mean, yeah. If you want to keep this PG-13, let's move on.
Big. They want to try and push this one over, of course. They know that LDLC are struggling. That should really be feeding them and their mentality as a team. The idea that they can do this. We can do this. What do they need to change to make it happen? Of course, some of their rounds have been looking arguably aggressive in towards mid. They were looking to very much punish LDLC on those T-sides, charging the likes of Whitebox. And it was good, but things were always very, very close. If Big were trying to take a more decisive approach into this game, what avenue would they run down?
For me, I felt like Big had a real good amount of success when they went for the group style, the contact style of play. Going for heavy door control, 3 towards door, 2 towards A main, smokes towards highway, and smokes towards default as well. I kind of liked it when they went for that sort of play, just because I felt like LDLC were playing so sporadic towards the sites. But then again, the question is, can Big keep taking advantage of middle from LDLC, as they seem to be having 2 middle, 1 towards B and 2 towards A. Actually, going to be the boost coming out once again towards Shroud here. This is the 3rd time they've done this, and both times it hasn't really had success. Oh, forget it, please forget it. Oh no, Leg is going to hear all of that. Now he knows exactly what LDLC are trying to do. If he opens the door in seconds, this is game changing, because now they know that Alex is towards Shroud. They can set up for a boost towards, not booster, but play towards middle. If they go towards middle, know that Alex is towards boost. That's a very easy round here for Big.
A simple A take potentially on the table. Of course, worth noting that I talked a lot about the double up setup. It's back. LDLC have gone for it.
Why not? MR3 16k, you can afford it now.
McGee.
Please tell me you heard the jump there.
I hope you did. Like, yeah, at least with the smoke, but I'm not like pushing back.
So far, so good though from Big. You can see them grouping up towards outside B main. Existence with the op though. If he misses the first shot, could that be the end here for LDLC already on the CT half?
I like the fact that there was an A main. Please tell me you heard the jump. Are you seriously telling me you didn't hear the jump?
Somebody could have been coming, or somebody could have been talking over him.
Oh,
can't hear everything.
Look at Devil. Flash is good. But it won't be good enough. Next, he's able to trade it back 4 for 4. The position of Godby sets him up as now a catalyst into the round. Could explode out highway or just be patient, act as almost a lurker. Look to see if Toinu tries to get too close. Taps him. A headshot on towards Alex. It all falls into place. Big. A plant looking very likely.
Oh, that molly could have been it. Oh, if that Molotov went a few inches deeper, then that could have been game-changing.
Thankfully it wasn't. Would have been a bit awkward to watch. Just Existence has an AWP, so I guess he's going to save. Not really the biggest topic in the world, of course.
Yeah, you may as well at this point. Obviously, if you do buy the AWP for utility, it costs $8,000. And when you have MR16k, if you go for the full buy of the AWP, you can only buy the AWP twice if you do lose both those rounds. So saving the AWP just gives him some insurance.
I guess, yeah, opens up the 3rd round AWP play.
If they do lose both rounds in a row, yeah.
Yeah. A lot of ifs and buts. But oh, no. Yep, you really got to hit those. I mean, what more is there to say?
Have you seen how Existence plays?
How do you mean?
He plays with the arrow keys. He scopes in with like 0 on the keypad. That's ridiculous.
His keyboard's at a really weird angle as well, isn't it? Like really aggressively.
Yeah, it's mental. Absolutely mental.
Oh, who plays with the full vertical, like flat line?
Tarek, you mean?
Yeah.
Anyway, though, 22-21. As the game doesn't seem to want to go to sleep. As we head into another round here. Don't know what round it is, but it's another one. 44, I believe it is, if my math serves me correctly. Existence here going for the same play as you saw from Kiev, where you put the smoke down just in case the Molotov comes through and you can peek over it. And now Torno this time towards Sandbags, and the first shot, but now they know exactly where he is.
Good situation for Big to be in, at least knowing where that AWP is playing towards. Molly on towards Tapson, trying to force him to take a few fights that he won't like to be in. Existence, why are you facing? You don't need to, buddy. Just sit back and relax, but instead, you peek out, you lose your life, you make a 4 for 4. Toinu then caught in CT in front of the smoke. That's just another frag to the tally of Big. play towards the B side looks so meaty for them at this point. Oh my goodness, next to the smoke on towards Devil. Quite insult to injury. As it is just Alex, last man standing. What on earth could he possibly do? It's a 1v4. A tall order being asked from him right now.
Thankfully, he's a tall guy.
I'm so disappointed in you.
What do you mean?
Could have said anything but that.
He is, though. Rather lanky, actually. We'll let him off, though, because he's playing very well. It's going to go 23-21 now. Big. Getting ever so closer to taking it in third overtime. Obviously, now we're in third OT. The first team to 25 rounds will secure it. So now that Big are on 23, they only need 2 more.
It'd be interesting if LDLC win 1 round and then Big went out on 25.
What do you mean?
Just if it goes 25, 21 again.
I feel like it'd be nice if LDLC win this map. The reason being is it's Alex's birthday. I believe he's 25 today. Win it on 25.
Win it on 25, LDLC get 22, and we have...
But how much longer is this going to be his birthday for? Because he's been playing this game for a very long time. He's got 45 minutes left to celebrate his birthday.
I think we go mad on the desk, honestly.
Yeah.
Let's see how this plays out. Molly towards boost. Okay, you've got the smoke down as well. Toinu going to get aggressive through A main. Should be being tested, but getting on top, of course, the angle. Flash just fades. Spots out Gobby anyway. Can't quite take the shot just yet. Deep Molly does get thrown, but Legia is towards door, enabling to open it up and potentially try and catch a rotator by surprise. Does just that. Tabsa, meanwhile, walking close towards B. It's all about baiting the rotates over. Something is done very successfully. It's just one player on that site. All on Maniac. Got B to kill on towards Existent is perfect. Maniac getting nothing done at all. Big setting themselves up in a huge way. Alex not quite taking the bait. Will find the kill. Is it a little too late? Bomb ticking. Have to be careful. Being a lot more precautious about their approach through CT, checking each and every angle at this point. Is Bigger on these lurks. Pushing out, clearing the top of mid-garage. Legia doing even more. Kiev with the AWP shot and towards Alex. It gets worse and worse. 24-21.
And now the sides are flipped. Big win all 3 rounds on their T side. We saw the exact same in reverse for LDLC when they won 3 T rounds consecutively. And now faced with the exact same peril as Big did when Big managed to win 3 on the drop. Let's see if the same can be asked for of LDLC, or they're going to let it slip here. 24-21. We're close to actually reaching the longest game so far in Pro League, as long as LDLC win 2 rounds and it goes to 23-25. That's the longest game, yeah?
That is the longest game, yeah.
Wow. Feel special, mate.
No pressure on LDLC. Greater comebacks, but that's about it seems. The match once again goes live. A single AWP for both of these teams. Everyone fully stocked up overtime. The beauty of it being that you have every penny to spend. Money no longer the issue. The play seems to be from LDLC. Let's get ourselves in main. Potentially looking for a pick. The smoke, of course, going to buy a bit of time. The likes of Nex.
No presence towards B there from LDLC. Maniac uses his grenades towards B main, but eventually going to come back towards A site. Now 5 players from LDLC grouped up outside A. Let's see if Nex and Tabson are strong enough to hold this wave of offense.
Gonna be a big line of aggression, 2 very solid flashes, but no one checking towards Fork. It's a rookie mistake, but Maniac with the double kill may well have just saved things. A flash towards MBK, a peek from Toinu. Can he find a pick towards CT Wall? Yes, he can. Maniac with another tap on towards Legia, leaving just Gobby 1 man up against 3. As the bomb does come through, getting itself planted down on towards that site. Gobby, a kit on his back and a frag grenade in his pocket, and M4 in his palms. Toinu holding the angle. The 22nd round secured by LDLC.
Still, though, Big have 2 more chances to close this one out in triple overtime. If not, we'll be seeing 4. LDLC now, group play towards A was effective. The smokes and the flashbang and the Molotov used towards B from Maniac was enough to keep 2 players towards the B bomb site, allowing a 5 versus 2 towards A. And by the time the rotations came in from Big, You saw the AWP was already towards Forklift, Maniac was towards Highway, and did too much damage here. So many teams now going for boost towards Shroud. Let's see if it can actually pay off finally.
Please don't make a sound. Not again. Here we go, nice and silent. Devil on the door. Biding his time. The smoke lined up. In position. Tabson watching down upon his opponent, acting. There's the Valkyrie into the round. The flash comes through. They check for it, but Tabson with the double kill. Now the lineup comes in next. It's all coming into play. Toinu, last man standing. That will be it. And what a surprise. 25 to 22.
Same as the other game as well,
Identical.
wasn't it? Yep.
All three tied in third as the longest game in Pro League so far.
My goodness. So, Big going to be winning that one. In terms of the series, it will go 1-1 as LDLC win the first map. I can't remember what the first map was. Overpass, there you go. 16 to 13 for LDLC on Overpass as they take the first map. And actually, eventually, after a very long game, Big do take the lead and finish that one, what, 25-22, making it a 1-1 in terms of the scoreline.
Good for both of these teams in terms of their ability to climb up the standings. For LDLC, they will be gutted.
Definitely, especially when you had the 15 to 14 match point. You then had the was it 8? No,
they had the 3 rounds.
Yeah. They had the I think it was 20. Yeah, 21 to 18, 3 match points. That's 4 when you include regulation time. 4 chances to close it out, and they couldn't quite manage it.
This was a disaster in itself. So many key rounds, pivotal moments. What do you remember? What stands out to you?
Heavy A presence from Devil and Code towards A main. Very well played by LDLC on the CT side. For Big, it felt like Kiev towards B from Checkers, abusing the smoke there to extinguish the Molotov towards Checkers and really peek over it and find so many entry kills towards that B sector of the map. The 1 versus 4 from Kiev was crucial as well.
Look at Toinu, man.
He died after time though, so actually Big were the ones laughing in that scenario.
Sure, of course. I think a mention has to be given to Legia as well.
Oh.
Alex for sure, but Legia did start to deliver towards the end.
Yeah, but I mean, in terms of pure firepower, Alex was definitely the one eating up the server. I mean, the thing is as well, you've got to remember, this was a 12 to 5 scoreline at one point, a 7-round advantage for Big, and somehow, some way, LDLC definitely found so much form on their CT side, winning 9 in a row.
Where did it all go wrong? What changed? You can't deny they weren't experimenting. They made differences in their play, whether it was the AWP swapping from singular to double, whether it was changing up the regression from set pieces on their T side through to very loose on the fly rounds. They tried to be out the box. They tried to be structured. Almost every side of the coin of Counter-Strike. What more could they do?
Don't know. Obviously a very long game, so in terms of what you can do and what you have left in the tank, at that point, you'd call this was game-changing here. The fact they won that force buy, that half buy when they saved the pistols, that was pivotal in terms of the momentum going forward for the rest of the game. And that set up that 9-round win streak.
Toinu, worth noting after that, of course, he was a big part of those CZ kills. Really foiling.
Oh, Alex played so well this game, especially towards the A side as well. It felt like every single time was mowing down multiple players towards default. This is only one of, what, 3 or 4 clips where they just kept peeking him, he kept winning the spray battles. Those aren't crazy double dink headshots, it's just great positional play there from Alex.
That's really what it comes down to, just the kind of timing on his peaks as he slips in and out of MBK. Did the same thing towards quad as well, bear in mind, but all around really just having an impact. Maniac, of course, was certainly a shining light in certain scenarios, but it was tough. Very, very tough. That was, again, a good play from Alex, walking through the smoke, catching both players off guard.
The problem was, in overtime, it felt like LDLC kept trying to force the issue.
Yep.
Pushing through smokes, going for some very audacious and very risky plays.
I used the phrase last-ditch attempts, and I feel like, upon further reflection about it, that is just so fitting.
I wouldn't even say last-ditch attempts. I mean, you're right in the sense that they're pulling out all the stops, but the problem was they had 3 more attempts. It wasn't a last-ditch attempt.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
3
in
more.
terms of what they were doing in the round, it felt like their mindset was like, all right, if I'll put myself into the head of existence for a second when he's in connect and he jumps through that smoke. The only reason you jump through that smoke and go for that play is if you're thinking in your head, it's all on me.
Yeah, that's the thing. Each player tried to really finish the game off for themselves. You had players pushing through the mid smoke. That's Alex. You had players jumping through connector smokes. Very aggressive plays towards their main as well. Each player, I mean, this is the play here from Toinu. pushing door like that after he's done it so many times and missing so many shots but not falling back because he felt like he had to have an impact in the round to carry it for his team, but really he didn't.
There's the play. Existence flying through a smoke.
And then again, it was a 5v2 as well, so
Yeah.
you can't argue they're just going for desperation plays to try and catch Big off guard.
Really sums up how they played that out. Of course, Nex atop the railings, the man to finish this round off. Beautifully done, playing the corner down to a T, of course. And it was what secured that map in favor of Big.
Yeah,
What a
took them
game.
a while, but obviously Big were the favourites there, especially when they had the 12-5 lineup scoreline in their favour. So thankfully for the German side, they do eventually get the win. But for LDLC, definitely going to be gutted because of how hard you fought to bring that game back.
Put everything into it, all their muscle, all their might. But they still fell at the final hurdle. They were unable to push it over the edge, and that's really what is heartbreaking for them, of course. But with that all said, this has been Matchday 14 of the European Pro League. My name has been Ryan. That has been Alex.
Slons, at SlonsCSGO on Twitter, please. Thank you, bye.
It really has been a great week of European Pro League, and it's been an absolute pleasure to be able to bring it to you, of course. This will be the final time you'll be seeing us, at least for this week. Next week, it'll be 2 brand new faces. So we hope you enjoy them. We hope you've enjoyed us. We'll see you next time.
ESL Pro League is brought to you in part by Intel, the City of Odense, GeForce GTX, Lenovo Legion, Bedway, Pay Safeguard, Logitech G, Mountain Dew League, Xfinity, and ESEA.